We are expecting more to join in a few minutes, right? Sebelum kita mulakan sesi kita pada pagi ini, kita mulakanlah dulu ya dengan bacaan umum kitab Al-Fatihah. Dan bagi yang bukan beragama Islam boleh baca doa mengikut kepercayaan masing-masing. Al-Fatihah. All right, good morning everyone. Welcome to PPKA Talk Series 9. Okay, today we are indeed honored and privileged to have with us Professor Muta from UPM, who will share with us her expertise and experience on high impact educational practices or HIEPs, which is our topic of discussion for today, right? Now, a bit of backgrounds of our speaker. Professor Muta Zakaria is a professor at the Department of Aquaculture, Faculty of Agriculture, UPM. She has 19 years of experience in teaching and research. And she has 14 years of experience in academic administration and curriculum development. Prof. Muta also has been an active contributor to developing academic programs and curriculum at both the university and national levels. She is the chairman of the committee members and editor for High Impact Educational Practices, the Malaysian Higher Education Experiences, Volume 1 and 2. Also, she is also the MQA trainer for Guidelines to Good Practices, Assessment of Students and Curriculum Development and Reviews, and Learning Outcomes in Curriculum Development and Reviews for Module 1 and 2. So Prof. Muta's expertise in curriculum development spans beyond UPM, where she works extensively with the Ministry of Higher Education, with MOSTI, especially in research projects related to her field of expertise, mainly in seagrass, seaweed, mangrove, and freshwater plants. Prof. Muta is currently actively collaborating with other in industry to monitor, transplant, and rehabilitate the seagrass ecosystem for biodiversity conservation, and sustainability for marine organisms and traditional local fisheries. Now, for today's session, Prof will be speaking about high impact educational practices or HIEPs. So what are HIEPs? It's a techniques and designs for teaching and learning that have proven to be beneficial for student engagement and successful learning among students from many backgrounds. So through intentional program design and advanced pedagogy, these types of practices can enhance students' learning and work to narrow gaps in achieving across students' population. So in this course, all participants will learn the components of HIEPs, which can assist the lecturers especially to identify and improve HIEPs in their courses. So we hope at the end of the session, with the time that we have, all participants are able to link between the principles and characteristics underpinning HIEPs. Number two, we hope that participants are able to identify appropriate 13 high HIEPs element that can be used and embedded within and between courses. And also we hope that all participants will be able to plan the implementation of HIEPs in curriculum. So that's a bit of background about Prof. Muta and about the topics that will be discussed for today. So without any further delays, I think time now is already 9:05. I would like to invite Prof. Muta to deliver her talk. Over to you, Prof.
I see. You can see my slide?
Yeah, Prof, all clear.
Hello.
Boleh.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Amer. Sorry, I have a problem with my eye. Just yesterday, I'm surgery. So that's why I have to use, sometimes I have to use black spectacle, and sometimes I have to take out in my house. Okay. Today I will share my knowledge about the high impact educational practices. In other words, we are called HIEPs. Okay. Already introduced by Mr. Amer just now. What is the HIEPs and so on? Okay, this one. Just for your information, when we see here, this is the way I'm introduce myself, always as a scientist. I'm not an expert in education, but I love to teach. So I love to teach, so that's why I'm become a lecturer, and at the same time I'm become a trainer. Macam mana nak kecilkan sebelah kanan ya?
Kanan yang mana?
Nak letak kat bawah kot.
Prof,
Okay.
tekan ke partisipan tu balik.
Tekan participant tak apa. Biarlah dia. It's okay. Okay, this is my expertise. Actually, I'm cover here seaweed. Tak ada di sini. Seagrass and mangrove. So very beautiful photograph. This is my skill. I like to take a photo. This is also about the teaching and learning. So if you study biology, of course, we have to know how to take a photograph to make sure to inform our students the characteristic of the plants or the characteristic of the organisms. Okay, now when we look at the tak bergerak, why? My slide not working. What happened to my slide? Why they are not working? Okay.
Ya, boleh dah.
Actually, in 2020, yes, last year, we already produced books about the Malaysian higher education's experience on high impact educational practices. This is my group from JPT, Jabatan apa ya? Jabatan apa ya JPT? Department of Higher Education, from UMT, UNIZA, UKM, UTHM, University Pahang, Malaysia, UTM, USIM, and also UPSR, and of course, myself. So, after this presentation, I will share you about this book on high impact educational practices, the Malaysian higher education experience. Today I will share about the HIEPs, and during my presentations, don't worry, you can ask any question, you can raise your hand, whatever, so we can discuss together. Because of interactive lecture is very important for me. Okay. Just now, Mr. Amer already mentioned about high impact educational practices. So you have to look here. High impact educational practices, actually, it's not new for all of here. It's not new. This is, we can see the techniques. What is the meaning of high impact educational practice? Techniques and design. Of course, we have many things, techniques and design, but the purposely for what? For teaching and learning. Not enough only for teaching and learning, but we must have this one already have proven to be beneficial for home, for student engagement and successful learning for students from various backgrounds. For example, in our class, we have students from from STPM, we have student, international students, we have students from Peninsula and whatever. So this is the HIEPs already, the techniques and design for teaching already proven beneficial for all students, especially beneficial student for what? It's very important keyword here is engagement and successful learning. So if we teach our student but no engagement, no successful learning, not interactive, is not really kita kata percaya lah. So that's why when we implement HIEPs, make sure we have to know what is the criteria, how to conduct the teaching and learning. And then before that, as a lecturer, we have to know what is the 10 element or 11 or 6 element to become a good lecturer, to become excellent lecturer, to make sure everybody can want to learn, want to hear, waiting for your lecture. This is very important. Okay, previous in 2015, Malaysia introduced 9 types of HIEPs. So 9 types of it, black in color, and also include the red color. So first year seminars and experiences. Number 2, they are together. Service learning and community-based learning. Okay, previous, they are combined together. Number 3, diversity global learning, interdisciplinary approach to assessments, or we are called ID, collaborative assignments and project, in other words, we are called CAS, intensive academic writing, IAW, empirical research or undergraduate research, ER, internship, IN, capstone project. Capstone project is CAP or CAP. So this is 9 element, but in 2018, in 2017, they already improved. So we also include another 3 types of HIEPs, which is learning communities, LC, the blue color, common intellectual experiences, CIE, and e-portfolio. So we have to know each of the element to make sure what is the correct, how to develop, how to implement these HIEPs in our class or in our curriculum or in the university itself, the faculty. So we have to know the characteristic for each HIEPs. Okay, before we go detail, we have always relate with this one. That's why HIEPs were introduced actually according to the MEB, Malaysian Economic Blueprints, or in Malay called Plan Pembangunan Pendidikan Malaysia 2015 until 2025. Now we are in 2021. So in 10, 10 lonjakan ini, sorry ya, saya cakap bahasa orang putih, orang Melayu kat sini, because slide ni in Malay saya ambil. So ada 10 lonjakan, nombor pertama hingga ke nombor 4 adalah memfokus kepada keberhasilan warga pendidikan tinggi, termasuklah laluan akademik dan juga TVET. So ini yang utamanya iaitu nombor 1 sehingga nombor 4. Manakala 6 lonjakan yang terakhir, yang 5 hingga ke 10 itu memberi tumpuan kepada enablers ekosistem pendidikan tinggi. So when we look at this MEB, focus HIEP actually on number 1. Keraduan holistik berciri keusahawanan and seimbang. So inilah dia yang HIEPs itu, kenapa HIEPs diperkenalkan, mengapa in our curriculum HIEPs are exposed. So when we look at here, to achieve this, Malaysia aspiration for holistic, entrepreneurial and balanced graduates. So Malaysian higher learning institution can draw inspiration from our timeline, timeless, national education philosophy. Just for your information, whatever HIEPs or our MEB always related with our NEP. Where is our NEP? Actually, we have 4 things. I just want to remind all of you here, include myself, intellectually, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. all elements in NAP actually included or related in the HIEP. So based on the current global developments, so that's why just now I'm already explained about the MEP. World Economic Forum also related with the MEP, with the HIEPs, SDG. So focus on SDG goal for the education parts. Number 4, SDG number 4, Horizon reports also related, and 21st century skills. So to make sure the educational landscape here, we can achieve our MEP in relation to the NEP. So that's why we introduce our we implement HIEPs in our curriculum. Okay, why HIEPs? People always ask why we have to do it. You look at here, the HIEPs actually investments of time, of course, and energy over an extended period that has unusually positive effect on student engagement. So you look at the word positive effect on student engagement. So that's why we cannot kita tak boleh guna the previous concept, the previous style. For example, teaching students, tapi student tak cakap. During my time dulu, okay, lecturer buka slide kan. Slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, ni. And then, okay, we finish our lecture today. So now depends on you how we want to study that one. And if you have any question, please ask me. But nowadays, we cannot do that because of why? Knowledge actually di hujung jari, people mention, but the experience yang akan menentukan the knowledge is very knowledgeable or not, excellent or not. Kalau setakat di hujung jari, you not understand the basic. Okay. In terms of HIEPs also, they focus on experiential learning and service learning. So that's why service learning together with experiential learning included in our nowadays focus from the JPT, iaitu berkaitan dengan service learning. And then in the strategy A, developing holistic and integrated curriculum in wave 1, 2015, they introduce HIEP and lesson on experiential learning and entrepreneurial immersion to public and private HLIs. Kalau kita tengok now, kita ada sulam. And then kita ada juga entrepreneurial in all program, either masters or postgraduate also have nak jadi keusahawanan. And then we have another published book and also activity with JPT berkenaan dengan entrepreneurial skill. They have to develop the skill in the university later on out of how many students percentage dia, how many percentage our student become a entrepreneur when they graduate besok. So itu adalah the new perkara-perkara baru in JPT. So that's why HIEPs, dalam HIEPs itu diperkenalkan ada 13 element to make sure our student is really competent. It's not just have a get A. And then in the kerangka kurikulum tersedia masa hadapan also related with the flexible learning, kita ada juga HIEPs. Other than that, we also have micro-credential, data science or data analytic ethics, MOOC, especially MOOC with industry nowadays, e-content development, sulam nets, and game-based learning. Of course, HIEPs always there. So HIEPs, we must remember the keyword techniques and design or for teaching and learning. So when we techniques and design for teaching and learning, of course, included that one, included also the structure or curriculum, the delivery method, and of course the assessment related each other. So when we conduct HIEPs, actually deeper approaches to learning, applications, analyzing and synthesis, and of course we have the reflection and analysis. That's why the all element here become a competency. What is the meaning of the competency? Meaning of the competency, students or workers, actually they have knowledge plus skill plus attitude and values. And of course, this is we are called mobilization, meaning that the knowledge, the skills, and the attitude, also values always boleh berubah. It depends on the current situation or depends on the field. So that's why in the MQF, Malaysian Qualification Framework, also mention about the competency, but they are used the different terms. They are used the different words. We are called functional work skill to make sure our student is competent or functional work skill. That's why we have the cognitive skill, the bigger than knowledge and understanding cognitive level. So meaning that we have critical thinking, problem solving, numeracy skills, and also practical skill. That's why when we implement HIEPs, HIPS, actually included all the elements in orange, red, green, I tak tahu kalau apa teh, blue, buta color sikit. So, about the communication, teamwork, and leadership skills. So, to become a leadership, we have to know how to communicate. To become a leadership, we have to know how to work in a team. So, that's why introduce HIPs. And another things also, to become social skills and responsibility leaderships. So, this is also related with teamwork. Besar lagi dia tekan kat situ. And then of course, nowadays, to become a competency, you have to know how to lifelong learning in entrepreneurial and digital skills. Digital skills is very important. Of course, all digital skill also related with the digital human literacy. So, and then the values, the attitude is very, very related with the ethics, professionalisms, and also humanities. So when we implement HIPs in our curriculum, actually, to produce graduate attribute with holistic, entrepreneurial, and balance, we have to involve students in purposeful learning, engage diversity and collaboration as resources to learning, require meaningful interaction with lecturers and students. So the keyword require meaningful interaction. Interaction with siapa dengan siapa? Lecturers and students, and provide frequent and substantive feedback. So whatever activity we conduct with our student, don't forget to give them the feedback. Hello, my darling students, you're not doing a good job. Why? Because of this. How about when compared to this student? Yeah, you are really, really good. But sometimes they are copy and paste. So make sure if you copy and paste, when we ask the question, you can answer orally without apa? Without refer to the notes lagi dah, because you already understand. So, and then of course, lastly, invest meaningful time and effort. So that's why when we conduct HIPs, actually, sometimes we give the effort punya markah tu. So because dia berusaha, they try to learn very hard, but dia tak tahu macam mana buat. That's why effort tu sometimes kita boleh bagi markah, but always kita kena melihatlah our student tu. So this is the introduction. Belum lagi saya masuk one by one the elements of the HIPs. Okay, you look at here. HIPs, always remember, techniques and design for teaching and learning. Class assessment become a competency or skill person. So when we look at here, in 2020, belum sampai lagi, next year, they have 10 types or 10 skills. And then they already predict in 2025, they also have 10 skills. Okay. When I ask you, this start discussion, what is different between 2022 and 2025? Can we discuss? Because saya kena berehat mata sekejap. Can we discuss? What is different? Hello?
Anyone wants to answer? The difference between 2022 and 2025? Prof, soalan dia.
Soalan ni siapa nak bagi nak bercerita sedikit? Memandangkan saya sakit mata. Kena pejam-pejam mata sekejap.
Ini bezanya daripada numbers tu sendirilah kan. 2025 minus 2022.
Apa
Sama
beza
saja, Abi.
antara kedua-dua? I'm asking question the cognitive skill level 5. But now I'm asking you only level 4, bawah sikit. Also the differences. Tak dapat lagi, sedang fikir. Akhir
Prof?
sekali bagi jawapan. Yes,
Wahidah sini. Prof, I think yang
Moderator.
I think 2025 dia incorporate more on the technology part. I mean incorporate pula, dia elaborate more on the technological part kan?
Okay.
Macam 2022, the number 7 is technology design and programming. However, in 2025, they predicted the part technology part tu dia ada tambahan in terms of technology use, monitoring and control together yang dengan use and development. That's my opinion lah, Prof.
Okay. You are right. Actually, when we look at here, the in 2022 and compared to the 2025, actually when you look at number 1 and number 8, actually it's the same. Nampak tak? But the different thing is number 9 and number 10. Okay, number 9 in 2020 more to the emotional intelligence. However, for this one, resilience, stress, tolerance, and flexibility. So also related with emotional, but here in 2025 already the competence or the skill we needed actually is flexibility. The resilient, the stress tolerance. Kita tak nak. That's why Malaysia nowadays busy. Okay, sibuk duk bercerita about the multitasking. So the number 10, number 9 in 2020, 22 and system analysis and evaluation. So this is also they only related with the system analysis and evaluation. However, in the top 10 skills of 2025 already in terms of how we use the technology, and not only use the technology, but we have to monitor and also control. So actually technology is not we not 100% depend on the technology. No, but we use technology. That's why they use word technology use. So how people use technology to make sure their activity is meaningful. Bukan yang guna teknologi, okey anak murid semua, okey hari ni kita akan gunakan, okey ini. Yet, without technology, you can apply, you can use that knowledge, whatever, in the real ecosystem. Kalau tak dapat tu maknanya, harap maklumlah, be careful. Nanti kita mengeluarkan manusia yang hanya merefer kepada buku semata-mata. So that's why it's very important for all of us here. Always remember, teknologi tu kita yang menggunakan, bukannya teknologi yang kontrol kita. Okay? Thank you, Wahidah. Lecturer muda dia rajin menjawab. Compare dengan lecturer yang berusia sikit kan macam saya. Okay. Tak kata orang, kita kata diri sendiri. Okay, now we look at the future education. Different people have different dia punya pandangan. Of course, I'm using the photograph kat sini based on my field. So, kalau kita tengok, where do we know? Do we really know? Uncertainties, unknown, unpredictable, complex and volatile situation. And then you look at the environments in Malaysia, we can see very, very beautiful organism underwater in some area. Kalau dulu, many areas. So, macam-macam berlaku. And then, the challenge of the current scenario. Kita ada banyak challenge. Challenge pertama for the students, online. Face to face pun sama juga. Physical face to face or physical online, we have a challenge for our student, for lecturers. Student nowadays technology savvy. Kita tu meaning that myself lah. I 5 siri kan? 5 siri kalau bawa kereta bagus. So for lecturers, this is our challenge. And for the universities. Okay, yang menjaga PPKA, apa nama? You all punya pusat ni? Dennis?
PPKA. Pusat PPKA.
PPKA, what is your challenge? Challenge for you all to make sure lecturers nowadays boleh mengajar melalui online or kalau secara fizikal pun boleh menghasilkan student yang dia masuk bila keluar lagi bagus. Bukannya dia masuk bagus dia keluar bagus macam tu. No. So that's why dalam teaching and learning is very important. Okay. Benda ni how does that affect future educations? Okay, kalau kita tengok most of the people tanya, dia tak tengok sangat dah grade nowadays, dia tanya student, what is your experience you have? Belum lagi bekerja, dia dah tanya during first day graduate, what is your experience you have? That's why in veterinary faculty, in UPM, they have activity they are called one day experience. Dia panggil one day working tu meaning that hari ni dia grad, tomorrow dia already boleh menjadi doktor veterinar. Boleh buka dia punya, boleh bekerja dah. Tidak perlu lagi melalui kursus whatever. Why? Because their curriculum, their activity, their practical already, dia talent tu buat untuk buat dah activity di luar sana. So they engage with the industry, the people outside there to make sure their students have experience. So that's why HIEPs implement. Bila student tu buat activity whatever, when they ask, do you have any experience? Yes, I have experience. During my study, I learn a lot. I'm doing this. I have experience to this. Not only study, okay, saya baca ni, lecturer ni ajar. Saya tengok ni, oh, not that one. So that's why it's very important for all of us here to make sure our students have experience during the period of study, year 1 until year 4. So, today lagi lah, tanya soalannya dah buka handphone kan, cari from internet. So, with banyak people, we have smartphone, smart device, people can connect with information sources at almost any time and almost anywhere. So that's why when we talk with students, of course, we need experience. So innovating teaching and learning for future education, we look at here, we preparing students to participate in their world and lots of problems to solve, what shape the future and the world, and then of course just now I mentioned solve a problem. Tengok ikan ni, because I'm a aquaculture department. So that's why I gunakan contoh ikan. How to go to that way? Susah aku nak. So that's why I jump from another to another. So this is their innovation for the fish. So similarly with our student also lecturer, we have to think macam mana yang dikatakan innovation. So always ask how can and should we be learning to ensure civil society continues? Who is the best teacher? Human or machine? So, of course, you know the answer. I don't want to give the answer. You have to think which one, muhasabah diri, siapakah diri anda. And then we look at here, HIEPs actually to produce the HIEPs volumes 1 and 2, we already sent this book to the father of the HIEPs lah, kita kata ni, Professor Koh, George D. Koh. So, they mention about the books, the volume 1 and 2, and then they give the code embedding high impact practices in the program of study produces unusually positive effect. When students participate in high impact practices, the physiological size of the student shrink, they get to know other students and the faculty members well. They are also involved in deep integrative learnings that significantly enhances their learning experience when they look at our content satu persatu in the volumes 1 and volume 2, meaning that dia mengiktirafkan this book tu berkaitan dengan high impact. So nowadays we are called high impact practices. Tak ada education dah, everybody can use that one. So this is pengiktirafan lah from the person in charge on HIEPs. So that's why buku ni I'm not doing alone. The HIEPs actually we collect from other university, either a public or a private university. Everybody share the knowledge. Okay, the definitions of HIEPs, the 13 elements. No need to explain this one. You can read, and then I will tell you one by one based on each element. So, how we want to implement the HIEPs? Suggestion and recommendations. If you want to implement the HIEPs, we can implement the HIEP throughout the year, from year 1 until year 4, or from 0 to 30 credits until 91 to 120 credit or plus credits. Plus lagi, because of in our university, actually, by MQA, we have minimum credit for the bachelor, 120, for the degree, for the diploma, 90 credit, and others. So that's why for undergraduate, we can implement this one from year 1 until year 4. Similarly, for the postgraduate, especially for master, we also can introduce, but we have to choose which one is the suitable for our programs. So you have to look at the first year, the green color. The first year, we can purposely first year seminar and experiences. Yang ini wajib, tak boleh nak offer year 4 or year 3 because of this is focus on first year. Community-based learning, actually not only for first year, we can offer throughout the year, throughout the academic programs. Common intellectual experiences also similar. Interdisciplinary approach, because of during the first year, student not study yet about their fields, so not focused yet. So that's why we can offer this one interdisciplinary approach in year 2, or also we can offer in 3rd year or 4th year. It depends on you all, depends on the courses. Diversity or global learning, or we are called DGL, we can offer 2nd year throughout the academic program. Similarly with learning communities. Service learning, it depends on the university. In UPM, mostly we offer service learning. Most of the program we offer in 3rd year. However, some program, for example, in Faculty of Ecology, they are offer the service learning for the first year because of their socialized punya social punya community. So that's why they offer in first year. In UTM also offer first year. So it's depend on the university. This is the recommendation. This is a suggestion. It's depend on the nature of the program. Jangan ikut bulat-bulat. So discuss with your department. Then you can work which one is important. But the first year seminar, of course, you cannot offer in the 3rd year or 4th year. Intensive academic writing, we can offer first year, 2nd year, 3rd year, or whatever. Internship, we not offer internship first year. Of course, usually we offer internship in 3rd year or 4th year. And then empirical research, we not offer 2nd year, we offer final year. Capstone project, also during final year. Collaborative assignment and project, we can offer final year. Sometimes because of we have a practical or internship during final year, so we can offer in the 3rd year. And then, of course, e-portfolio, we can offer throughout the year. So this is the suggestion when we look at the nature of the programs. So, but you can change, except some or 2 elements, we cannot change the year. We want to implement the HIEPs because of depends on the faculty. Faculty meaning that your university lah. The key towards implementations of embedded curriculum is to address 3 key questions. So that's why bila kita nak buat benda ni ada 3 perkara. What to teach, when to teach, how to teach. Perkara ni also related with the engagement student tadi. Sebab kita nak bertanyakan soalan yang ada 4. Kat bawah saya kata dia mesti ada synthesis, dia ada application, dia ada reflection dan so on. Okay, any question?
Prof, interdisciplinary approach tu macam mana tadi tu? Yang ID tu.
Mana?
Second year tadi tu. Yang ID tu. How do you assess that?
Okay. Yang interdisciplinary approach to assessment so meaning that because of first year, we cannot use the ID lagi. Why? Because of our student only study most study subject university, betul tak? So that's why we can offer the interdisciplinary approach, meaning that into assessment subject kita in the program, our program dengan other faculty. So dia ada dia punya karakteristik dia tak boleh daripada faculty yang sama. Mesti faculty yang sama boleh tapi program berbeza. So itu yang when we want to implement the ID.
Kita benarkan student program A ni ambil kursus daripada program B lah macam tu, tapi within the same faculty.
Tidak, dia different courses.
Oh, different courses.
Different courses. Dia boleh di antara different courses or different program. Courses tu maksud subjek lah.
I see. Right.
Okay. I will go deeper in this ID ni, ada banyak, ada beberapa contoh yang I sediakan. Okay. When we want to implementing HIEPs ni, dia boleh terpulang macam mana you all nak buat. In UPM for example, semakan program perlu memenuhi keperluan HIEPs. And then yang telah ditetapkan dah lama dulu, ditetapkan dalam JKKU 239 tu dengan Senate 612 tahun 2015. We already implement this one HIEPs in our curriculum. Setiap curriculum, contohnya program Bachelor Science Aquaculture, we have stated declare what is subject yang kita nak implement HIEPs ni. Ada 5. Maksud apakah nama subjek-subjek tersebut. So kalau ada subjek yang kita tak implement, it's okay. Never mind. But later on kita nak implement is value added. So this is the important thing. Perkara-perkara yang dimasukkan di dalam our university lah to make sure benda tu ada. Bila disoal je, okay ada, and then they have to implement. And then or creating a more connected curriculum tadi tu kita boleh buat connected to the campus. For example, in UMS, what is the compulsory subject for all in the university related with the HIEPs. So kalau in our university kita ada pertanian and kehidupan, agriculture and life, and also entrepreneurial punya subjek, keusahanan. So 2 courses is connecting to the campus. Because of UPM actually as agriculture campus, that's why you offer the subject about the pertanian dan kehidupan, dan we have keusahanan. So keusahanan tu offer by one faculty sahaja yang related with how they conduct the keusahanan related to the field of the students. And then connecting to the discipline, so then connecting to the community and also connecting to the career. So inilah perkaranya, an example. And then kalau models of implementations embedded in courses, boleh standalone in academic courses. So itu yang saya kata tadi, pertanian dan manusia, pertanian dan kehidupan, standalone in academic courses, or embedded banyak-banyak, standalone in extra curriculum courses. So ini an example CBL, community based learning. We focus on dekat dalam curriculum courses. And then of course service learning, some of the programs in the co-curriculum activity, we also focus on service learning. Not all courses. For example, if they have 56 courses, we only choose 4 to 10. So we already declared this subject actually focus on service learning. So all the teachers, all the lecturers, when they teach that courses, they have to implement HIEPs and then integration in 1 or 2 courses. So ada pelbagai cara. It depend on the university. It depend on your faculty how you want to conduct. So jangan ikut bulat-bulat, follow your situation. Okay, we go one by one now. The characteristic, how to implement of the HIEPs element. Setakat ni ada soalan tak? Kita lama
Ada
ni sekejap.
Dr.
Bagi.
Junaina tadi satu soalan berkaitan ID tadi tu. Saya rasa nanti mungkin Prof boleh jawab lah waktu Prof explain ID nanti.
Okay, boleh.
Right.
Boleh. Okay, this is the first year seminar and experience. You have to understand apa maksud dengan seminar and experience tu. Why kita nak offer FYS, okay, that help new student. Itu dia katakan first year tu because nak help new students to increase their academic readiness for higher education and create opportunity for meaningful connections. Let interactions with faculty and peers, stress frequent writing, so dia tahu macam mana tu nak menulis, membaca critical thinking and so on. Experiences that teach student how to learn through exploration of colleague, success strategy and non-cognitive skills. So ini dia punya, ini tujuan. When we offer the FYS, this is kita punya purpose dia. And then the characteristic, they have 7 characteristics. Carry academic credit, of course, that's why they can ada credit 0, 1 credit or 3 credit or 2 credits. A core or major requirement in first year curriculum. So for example, sekejap lagi saya bagi contoh, include academic content, skills, library, use, writing and so on, involve lecturers and student in the design and instruction program. Especially yang dikatakan student tu related with number 1, involve more senior student in course delivery. So this senior student will help the junior student how to conduct the FYS based on their experience in the university. Involve instructor who are trained in basic method where courses process become as important as course content. So this is very important. Dia melibatkan many lecturers, not only one lecturers in this particular area, and carry out evaluation of the course. Of course, because of they carry academic credit, of course, they have to evaluate. Tak boleh bagi main-main kosong saja. Okay, how other things dia boleh gunakan conduct small discussion based courses or give student opportunity to work closely with lecturer who are expert in their own discipline. For example, kalau kita katakan ada satu perkara, macam contohnya tadi pertanian dan manusia, pertanian dan kehidupan. So the lecturer who are expert in their own, I'm teaching that course for this semester because I'm graduated as a diploma program, diploma in agriculture. So jangan dengan cong-cong sangatlah berkenaan dengan tumbuhan because I'm a student in agriculture. And then each class focus on exciting and important topics, develop and inspire student own intellectual curiosity. Tak payah nak menyusah-nyusah, itu tujuan nak writing, nak communication tadi, the purpose. And then of course lifelong learning and inquiry, analyze, synthesis and evaluate. So you have to understand here, when I mention here analyze, synthesize, evaluate and communicate, not seek per se, but might be for the analyzing for C4 or C3. And then active listening, active learning and active engagement. So ini tujuan, ini purpose-nya why we conduct the FYS. Example here, forestry camp. All ni one not in all not all student in the university take this subject. Purposely for the forestry department, forestry faculty, they have 1,000, for example, 300 or 500 students first year, so they have to goes to enter this subject. Dia kena pergi, kena study about 2 weeks during the semester break. 2 weeks tu siang dan malam, tak ada kelas lain dah. That's why they purposely develop these courses with 3 CLOs. Course learning tu kena tengok what is the purpose, the course learning dia. Perform forestry camp activities in team effectively. So tengok dia punya learning outcome dia. So dia nak bagi perform forestry camp activities. Why? Because of later on they have to go second year, third year, they have to go to the forest. Macam mana nak work as a team, nak study forestry, whatever research. So that's why that one, and then demonstrate basic forestry skill based on learned theories. So dia akan bagi lecture during morning berapa jam, and then they have to go to the camp, to the field tu, the forestry, untuk mengasah dia punya bagi skills tu. Of course dia punya PLO tu related with what they already mentioned, communication skill CS, interpersonal skill TS, practical skill dia gabungkan number 1 and number 2, knowledge and understanding. And then we look at the organized oneself in performing forestry camp activity. So this is, they want to mention ethics and professionalism, leadership, autonomy and responsibility. Because of that activity, all their activity in the forestry camp, dia duduk dalam camp itu for 2 weeks, siang dan malam. So that's why they use all their lecturers in the faculty, especially related with the forestry, adalah terlibat sama. So how they, that's why when we already knows about the characteristic tadi, so how to plan? Teaching and learning, HIEPs, how to plan? Refer to the CLO. For your information, this subject, this course, actually, they want to achieve all CLO di sini. But in other programs, for example, if you want to achieve only 1 CLO, it's okay. At least when you conduct the HIEPs tu, dia boleh achieve 1 CLO. Nah, tidak semestinya ke semua. Boleh satu. Cuma the special course ni memang fokus this one because of other student yang masuk tu, orang KL tak pernah pegang tanah, orang yang tak pernah tengok tanah, so tak pernah tengok pacat. So that's why they go to this particular area. And then when you look here, students, first year student from various academic background given exposure. So about the forestry knowledge, skills and experience through 5 structure modules. So they have module, they develop in the faculty, bahas more, okay, macam mana nak conduct this project. So all of students have to go 5 module ini, 5 modules tu, and then each one. So macam mana they do conductivity, tree planting activity, macam mana nak buat hands-on practice cooking in the wild using bamboo. They have to study because bila dia pergi ke dalam field trip tu, bila they go to tu tak ada pun. Apa orang kata, dapur elektrik tak ada. So that's why they have to understand, and then they know how to cutting bamboo. They have to understand how the bamboo fruits looks like, flowers of the bamboo or other flowers in organism angiosperm species. So they use the term I hear and I forget, I see and I remember, I do and understand. So this is word yang dia orang guna pakai sepanjang aktiviti yang dia orang laksanakan. And then of course this one not only in UPM but also one of the activity, forestry camp activity, juga joined by the people or student from Indonesia, from other countries. Why? Because of they are really have experience, dapat banyak experience during the study work dalam forestry camp within 2 weeks. So diterima juga sebagai one of the package yang dikatakan summer school. So kalau UMS nak join boleh juga lah. So you have to inform them lah, follow them. And then in terms of this one, I'm join juga this forest camp because masa saya menjadi pengarah KATE, Pusat Pembangunan Akademik, so I have to go monitor what is the activity, is it related with whatever you mentioned, and then how to make sure our students very happy, most of them very happy, and then enjoy in this class. So for the future direction, they want to collaboration with professional agencies and integration with ICT in teaching and learning activity. And then for your information, for this year, they are using online forestry camp. So last year and this year. So dia buat juga how they conduct activity. Ada yang menang anugerah pun, ada macam-macam. So yang ini based on physical face to face. For this year they are using online. And then most of the student tu mengenalinya. Then after that, bila masuk semula dalam universiti, they are expose lah the real situations. So, any question? Oh, satu.
Prof, since
Hello.
Prof,
Yes.
since pandemic ni kan, so Prof cakap tadi buat online kan, so how does that affect the CLO tadi tu? Ada banyak perubahan tak? Especially in terms of assessment semua.
Okay, their CLO tu actually not changes. It's the same. Cuma kalau kita tengok, they still use their what we call 5 modules tu. Cuma the way they conduct activity tu melalui video simulation lah, by simulation. And of course, the lecturers already have many orang kata content about this one because of they recorded everything. And then after that, masa dia masuk nanti, they will ask the student to go to the dia punya forestry camp tu. Dia akan masuk balik lah dalam sehari dua untuk diorang experience keseluruhan yang important je. Tu yang diorang praktik lah.
Okay, Prof. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, the next is the ini adalah one of the activity my student during the PKP. Ni the latest activity I'm conduct with my students, final year students, and also the postgraduate. Kalau you tengok kat sini, the final year student, we have two faculties. Because I'm working in agriculture and my colleague working in faculty of science. So that's why we combine our student, 3 of my student and 3 of their student. So we work together, how they sampling together. Dia tak ada kata pilih kasih, no, because of teamwork and also ethics so masing-masing. They learn a lot lah, not only one topic of their masters or one topic of their final year project. So this is my group cakap apa sampling yang paling penat dalam dunia yang pernah diikuti lah. Why? They have to learn a lot. Tapi after that they gain knowledge. Itu yang important. Okay, when we look at this one, yang kedua, community learning, community based learning, service learning. Kalau kita nampak ni perkataan learning tu mengata-kata ada. Yang itu duduk di depan. Learning community. Yang kedua dengan yang ketiga, 3 dan 4 tu learning duduk di belakang. What is different between these? So, kita kena tahu mana satu. When people ask, GPT kata, can you send to me the service learning? Kalau setakat buat 1 jam, buat panggil-panggil orang, jumpa-jumpa expert tu, just learning community is not service learning. So you have to understand the characteristic all of this one. So kalau kita tengok, communities refer to the many factor that is student learning a courses program. So ini banyak learning community kat sini. Dia refer kepada macam-macam platform. However, for this community, yang community based learning ni, dia community or community institution is a space for learning. So, sikit je and then boleh kita tengok kat situ learning dia, community dia, example students in other courses or other program that help our students. Within 1 hour, 2 hours, lecturers of other courses or industry, professional expert talk, pearl expert During seminar, lecturers will assign students to attend representative of local communities, NGO or agency. So if we have all this category, kita berada di dalam learning community. I will share with you how UMS engage with learning community. After this, I will share with you. So learning cycle encourage integration of learning across courses and to involve student with big question that matter beyond the classroom. Dia boleh nampak orang lain mungkin lagi hebat, mungkin lagi tak hebat daripada lecturer dia. Oh, dia akan nampak the vision and mission of the punya study. And then of course learning time dia less than 20 hours, depends on the activities. Might be 2 hours, 1 hour, 3 hours, it depends. So when we compare with the community based learning, you must remember when we talk about community based learning community tu dia impact dia mostly only on student obtain benefit from activity with the community. Why? Kita pergi macam touch and go. Pergi satu tempat 2 jam, 3 jam, lepas tu balik tak tengok apa dah. So only memberi impact dia kepada our student, not to the community. Itu maksud community based learning. So the assignment may not fulfill community expectation or needs, but student learn from their experience. Tak ada pun kandak tu sangat. When we do the learning time, of course less than 20 hours, and then the learning outcomes here, the primary objective of LO is the application of theory. When we compare to service learning yang JPT panggil sulam, learning through community service, student apply theoretical knowledge learned in the classroom to serve the community. Yang ni dia apply-nya sikit saja. Menggunakan tu, tapi yang ini dia kata apply knowledge learned in the classroom untuk apa? To serve the community. So that's why the life learning cycle dia start with theory followed by structured activity or task aimed at meeting and needs of the community, and the final cycle involve reflective components including application of theory and experience during and after complementing. So you tengok cantik life cycle dia complete. That's why the learning times must be more than 20 hours. This is the learning, the service learning. Of course, learning outcomes dia. Learning outcome must include students' application of theory, skills tu, and direct impact to the community. Perkataan yang ketiga tu tidak ada dalam CBL. Similarly with LC. So, direct impact to the community and other participating parties. So, ini beza di antara ketiga-tiga. So, when you want to classify which one, is depend on you lah, because you already knows about the what, about the definitions or characteristic of the three things: learning community, community-based learning, and service learning. So, when you look at here, this is a knowledge learning communities. This subject actually, they share knowledge, promote higher level of cognitive complexity, share knowing, construct knowledge together, share responsibility. So ada 3 perkara yang dia buat ni kalau according to the UTHM and also UMP, similar siapa faham. Ini perkara yang dilaksanakan conduct with this one. So kalau you tengok knowledge building community, community resources, print resources dekat library, dekat internet, conferencing, multimedia, electronic travel, banyak dia punya communities in this particular one, because of kita boleh engage less than 2 hours or 3 hours. So this is how conduct dia conduct UTHM dengan UMP about the learning community study Mandarin class. So kalau kita tengok share knowledge tu can make me better in Mandarin. We can communicate with people from other university. Skill learns independently, express myself, challenging, happy, interesting. Bila dia challenging, happy, interesting, dia buat kerja lah. Dia punya interaction tadi tu. And then I can bravely talk or answer the question with another student. Cooperation, how to pronounce word nicely. Yalah, kalau kita lidahnya lembut, susah nak cakap Mandarin kan. So that's why they mention share responsibility and then impact to the students enable share learning, collaborative problem solving, provide many experiences activity. So ada banyak kat situ tu. Ini sharing by the students. Betul-betul apa student rasa when they conduct the learning community with UMP and also UTHM dalam pembelajaran Mandarin. This is an example during online study. So you tengok, this is the letters. I'm work with Wahidatul Husna as a learning communities activity. Why? The UMS invite me to give talk, to share my knowledge to the students about the seaweed reproduction. Of course, the seaweed reproduction here. So my expert. So I boleh katakan my expertise lah, because I'm studying about the seaweed seagrass. So I share my knowledge with the student 1.5 hours. 1 hour ke 2 hours. So about this one, baru je saya buat ni, 1st November. 1 jam setengah, 1st November tu. So this is one of the example learning community. So kalau orang tanya, UMS ada tak buat learning community? Ada, together with UPM. Bila? 1 November. That's why I letak kat situ, siap dengan number, siap dengan dia punya link. So of course they have a letter. And other than that, for example, I'm not used, or people not used, tak invite me about the share knowledge about the topics, but we use this activity, learning community. I'm sharing my knowledge about the ecosystems. My topic is ecosystem. Ecosystem ni kepada siapa? The international students yang berada di negeri Johor and sekolah rendah. So international student, they want to know about the ecosystem activity. This one conducted by ditaja oleh siapa? Forest City, because they also have the education program. So they continuously ada yang study on community, ada people talk about the population, so the ecosystem. So we conduct, and then of course we can ask our student also. Actually this is focus for tu, so our student can see how the student tu dapat experience sekolah rendah berkenaan dengan international student, how they can get knowledge about the ecosystem. Kat mana-mana you pergi dalam dunia ni, either you can kindergarten sekalipun, the ecosystem is similar. Tak ada topik yang berbeza-beza, benda cuma example is different between. And then in another subject, in Department of Aquaculture, they use siri webinar dua, dia ada dua sebenarnya, in the topic of what? Topik ekologi akuatik. So they use dulu, kini dan akan datang. Ada topik dia. Dia penyelidikan dalam ekologi with Dr. Zafri, punya lecturer, and together with other partner from other industry. And of course, in international work pula, we do tracks to the ocean because we people from the lautan kan, bukan di daratan. We involve lecturers, speakers from the yang dikatakan MNS, from UKM, and also from other international from the Japan university. So we conduct this one, we ask our students to attend this one, and then they have to learn and then give summary or a report. What is the point taught by the 3 speakers? And then we can discuss what is the main point later on in our class after this one, the next week. So this is one of the example of the learning communities yang we conduct in UPM. So ini dia, and then of course in my class I ask other lecturers lah come to my class to talk about the one topic, for example mangrove, because I'm not so expert when compared to him. So he can talk about that topic better than me. So I ask them to come here, to come to my class. Itu in terms of how we want to conduct the learning community. So satu objektif je learning outcome dia, tak banyak. And then another thing is CBL, service learning. Nah ini saya dah bercerita tadi sekaligus. Ini an example. Community based learning dekat UTP, University Technology Petronas. They engage project with Lombok, Indonesia. Dia tak main dekat-dekat ni because dia gunakan serampang 13 mata. Kenapa saya kata macam tu? How they promote their university to other countries. So that's why they choose Lombok Indonesia to conduct their community-based learning. Dia sekali pergi je. That's why dia tidak monitor later on. And then this is activity yang learning outcome they want to achieve for 80 hours. So this one, ini dia panggil community-based learning in UTP. So, ada banyak. How they conduct the implementation of community-based learning. Of course, number one, they plan, they conduct, they collect and analyze the data, they develop, they build, and then they share knowledge, gather feedback for the student. Kalau kita tengok in terms of implementation dia ni more or less sama dengan service learning. But why they are still mention lagi this is community-based learning, not service learning, because of the base learning, the service learning tadi, dia impact dia berpanjangan in long term. So disebabkan dia baru pergi sekali during that particular time. So that's why from the beginning community based learning, after that they can change to the service learning. So that's why if you want to conduct the service learning, boleh dulu you buat community based learning and then later on you can convert to the service learning. Why? Because you already knows about the situations and what is the problem in that particular area, in that particular institutions or industry or community. So, kalau kita tengok water installation lah, one of example of the student. So, feedback from the community, relationship between the student, or kadang-kadang dia ada feedback dari community relationship, but only during the particular time. Itu kenapa the university menyatakan lagi masih lagi CBL, because of in the long run, long term, is not achieve the big objective yang besar untuk membantu community sepanjangnya bila they implement this water filter installation. Okay. And then impact to the community-based learning, improve standard of living and health of the community in rural area. Students learn to apply knowledge on installation, itu dia punya theory in the class and semua. Awareness to the community about the importance of protecting the environment. That's why masih lagi awareness. Build the character of UTP student in the area of communication skill, social responsibility, leadership skills, and moral development related with their CLO. And then of course, to make sure dia tu terlibat, dikenali, of course dikeluarkan dalam mahasiswa UTP Malaysia pasang alat pengolahan air. Keluar promosi, one of the important tu yang kata serampang 2-13 mata during the activity. Okay. This is service learning. Apa beza antara tadi, bacalah sendiri. Iaitu kalau kita tengok service learning itu duduk kat tengah. Nampak tak? Ni main subset. Ni orang matematik dah ni. Dia ada academic, dia ada practical experiences, dia ada community involvement. And then di tengah-tengah tu, yes.
Something wrong with your webcam.
Huh?
Your webcam is showing that. It's pointing down, I think.
Ya. Dia tunjuk punya tudung yang cantik ni. Okey, you nak tengok muka yang lawa ni ke? Smile sikit mata, tutup mata. So nak tengok kamera sikit mata.
Okay.
This is the service learning. Hello?
Prof boleh je pakai spek tu sambil bercakap kalau selesa.
Kalau saya pakai spek gelap ni saya tak nampak langsung. Saya nampak gelap gelita.
Okay.
Because I baru buat sebelah mata.
Okay, mana-mana
I punya
selesa.
power tu.
Mana-mana yang selesa je, Prof.
I punya power. Oh ya, mana-mana selesa. Saya minta maaf. Hari ni memang hari tak baik pada saya. Saya baru operate mata yang memang lawa ni kan. So, okay, so I pakai spek mata. Boleh juga idea yang baik. Bila I dah sakit mata ni. So, tapi I tak nampak lah masalahnya. So, when we look at this one, kita ada libatkan akademik. We have the internship. We have activity, civic education, volunteerism, and community service. So, dia ambil semua ni. This is the service learning. Then, when we look at the activities. when we look at activity, this is an example I nak bagi dengan you all ini bukan example untuk undergraduate. This is an example conducted by University Malaysia. Dia menggunakan purposely this one for the postgraduate. Dia punya topik is instructional design and technology field by Farah Dina Yusof. Ini dia banyak publication dia about this one. This person ni dia study about this one, and then you look at here the CLO. Dia ada 3 CLO. Yang pertama, apply instructional design process to solve problem related to teaching and learning. Because ini untuk cikgu So delivery class discussion project and project proposal. Nah, ini dia punya assessment yang nak buat. So that's why when we conduct the activity tadi tu, kita kena ada CLO kita ni, kita kena ada apa dia, how to do delivery, apa assessment. That's why tadi saya kata HIEPs, dia tak boleh lari. We cannot move, we cannot run from the 3 things. Design, teaching and learning. Kemudiannya dia ada delivery lah. After design and then assessment. So tengok. And then they use an instructional design model to design, develop and evaluate a project of own choice. So they do conduct betul-betul dia punya activity ni, and then by using the yang sedia ada yang telah dibuat, iaitu civic minded approach as a civic minded instructional design or CMID. So ini juga published by the same person, Yusof tu ada Farah Dina. And then student develop, for example, ini untuk dia punya develop, implement and evaluate instructional experiences specially designed for members of socially and or economically disadvantaged groups and communities. So single mother, purposely dia buat ni, visually impact people, children, indigenous people and elderly. Benda ni dah buat sebelum lagi. Kalau di UM tu dah buat sebelum 2015, kita baru wajibkan. Actually we already implement this service learning. Cuma kita tak tahu pun itu adalah our service learning previously. So when you look at here, dia punya student tu how they choose, and then example dia stress booster, the kit dia ada ni, kit punya untuk teachers, pre-marital education, cyber security, e-book, one-stop resources center, example SME di project yang digunakan, mobile donation app, super teeth apps and many more. So ini adalah antara example of CMID project they already produced when they conduct this activity. Sebenarnya bila orang kata when we teaching, kita tak boleh produce a paper, kita tak boleh menghasilkan publication ke whatever. Actually boleh. In our field, kita jangan mengajar bidang orang lain. So that's why in our field, and then yet we can share our knowledge to in the education journals or whatever publication. So ini reflection of the student learning by doing, learns from mistake. Ini statement yang dikeluarkan lah oleh Indigenous People Project, and then aspire to apply in new situations. So dia akan apply this one ini by the school principal sendiri yang follow that activity with the Farah Dina and other groups. So this is an example. Kalau school principal dia suka tu, meaning that very very helpful lah. So they have engaging student in service learning project is not only helpful to enhance their knowledge and skill, but also build their civic minded agencies. Itu yang paling pentingnya. And then of course mutually benefit between communities and also students, and then continuous reflection of the experience both by the lecturer and student. to create meaningful learning experience. That's why in our class, whatever, sebab tu saya asyik tanya, ada soalan tak? Semua tak tanya, maknanya beranggapan faham. Bila saya bagi soalan tak dapat jawab, maka saya tulis report, ini budak ni gini. Dalam kelas saya, that's why all of students suka beri makluman. Sebab nanti saya tulis nama sesuatu yang tak pernah jawab. I will analyse siapa yang tak pernah cakap in the class. Kalau for your information lah, itu konteks yang saya gunakan. Sebab saya rajin menganalisis. So this is a survey learning sulam in UKM. You tengok dia gunakan latihan amali dakwah. Tu dia feel. So lecturer tu memang ustazah. So they use dia punya platform tu macam mana dia conduct. Tengoklah nanti. Saya rasa yang tadi sudah mencukupi. So ini dia panggil ni latihan amali dakwah, engagement with service learning. Dia ada opening ceremony, the students engage tu. Macam mana before that they already goes to the area, find information apa problem kat situ. So they goes to do activity. Teach the community recitations of surah Al-Fatihah. Sebab dia ustazah tadi, ustazah Najah Nadia. So all this one they're planning to step 1, week 1 to week 6, learning the theories of knowledge, preparing for the fieldwork and the visit. Ni dalam kelas lagi. Bila week 7, reflection and action implementation. Barulah dia perginya week tu di antara 7 dengan 8 hingga 14 tu barulah dia implement benda ni betul-betul in the community because they already knows about the theories, bagaimana nak buat. Janganlah kata nak buat service learning tu tak ajar apa-apa teori tiba-tiba tu apply. Itu tak jadi. So itulah bendanya, the planning, the activity yang kita perlu buat tu must be understand. Ini in UPM, they are called Amber, real life with real exposure. So ini adalah subjek daripada Faculty of Agriculture. How they conduct the service learning berkenaan dengan aquaculture. Ini dah keluar macam-macam TV dah yang Dr. Juju ni berkenaan dengan urban agriculture. Macam mana kawasan yang kecil dijadikan agriculture yang bagus. Dia bermula, dia punya sejarah for your example, dia buat firstly in UPM for 2 semesters in UPM only, then dia nampak ada peningkatan, so they beyond that way they goes to the communities, and then lastly this project actually dapat sponsor by the presidents of the Senate Parliament of Malaysia, and also activity kat sana, how they gain experience yang pertama tadi tu, so dia boleh buat pelbagai aktiviti. You can see here students show the harvested cucumber. So they planted tu weekly, every 2 weeks they go there and then check balik. And then the next semester they still continue but the different students. And they use different students to conduct the activity. Itu yang dikatakan service learning tu. Dia continuous, not only for the first semester. Ini betul-betul project by the Dr. Juju. Sampah sarap dia jadikan kompos jadi baja. So ini dia, kalau kita tengok they have target dia, they have 5 skills of this one. From Faculty of Agriculture, number 1. Number 2, involvement of student from industry and community. And then a student from faculty and other faculty yang number 2. Number 3 tu student involvement from industry and community. Number 4 student masih lagi, and then number 5 tu barulah dia ada nak break international record. So now akan sampai ke peringkat number 5 lah bila face to face, because they already have the international person yang interested doing this project. So boleh saja dia punya conclusion dia bukan important for the student but also increase the visibility of UPM in agriculture, and also to able to bridge the gap between university, community and industry. So ini saya beri contoh je yang differences between tu, tak payah tengok, you tengoklah sendiri. So any question? Tadi duduk dalam boat, sekarang berada di kawasan mangrove. Air sudah pasang. So nak balik ke kawasan lain dah. The last ni, bukan last, yang berkaitan dengan seterusnya adalah diversity global learning. Jadi kenapa saya tunjukkan diversity global learning kat sini? Kalau kita tengok connections and interdependence that can help student develop an awareness. So, yang ini ni dia boleh juga relate dengan outside their community and from other parts of Malaysia and around the globe. So, ini yang dimaksudkan global community. So, sebab tu yang ada kapal terbang kat situ. Boleh terbang, nak terbang, travel. Kalau kat sini terbang melalui internet lah, during online. Help students explore culture, life experience and worldwide, world views different from their own. And then difficult differences such as racial, ethics. So, dia boleh explore more. And then suggested mode communicating with students from other countries, online forums, Skype, emails and so on. Then barulah ini yang dimasukkan community based diversity global learning. And then during in our class, for example, we have international student and also national yang local student. So kita boleh conduct the diversity global learning. Kenapa? Because we can ask our student in local student dengan international student in terms of culture. Macam mana dia punya culture, so they can share this one also. So bukannya kita tak boleh buat if in our class have a many international student, because in different, for example lah, kalau beyond globe antara Sabah, antara Sarawak dengan Peninsula Malaysia dah lain dah. I tak berapa pandai cakap Sabah, bolehlah cakap Sarawak. For example, Sarawak dia cakap lawa tu sombong, orang Kelantan lawa tu cantik. So the different tu kan. So perkataan word tu jangan disebutlah. For example, word tu kalau you go to Sarawak, you tak boleh kata lawa. Dia ni wak kelakar tu. So padahal kalau kat Kelantan lawa tu cantiknya. Minah ni. So lawanya minah tu. Itu maksudnya. Different culture. Of course, in international when compared to the local, different culture. Then other things during the online COVID-19 punya ni, example saya beri contoh UPM because kita buat benda-benda macam. Contoh dia kita ada Putra Sigol and Putra EVF, Putra E-Visiting Fellows. So during this one, kita katakan Putra Sigol tu, they use pembelajaran berkolaborasi antara dalam talian di antara university from Ohio University dengan UPM. So, of course, number one, we have to kenal pasti dulu. Kenal pasti identify what is the institution yang suitable for our subject. So, a group in computer work together with University of Ohio. So, berkenaan dengan subjek berkenaan data mining. Interior design business, so they use this subject because of sekarang ni on analytical kan. And then of course the second step is we have to lantik lah pengajar daripada faculty iaitu institution A and also institution B. So actually kalau you tengok tempoh yang dia mengajar tu more or less 6 weeks. So ini lantikan ni daripada pihak faculty and also TNC because dia collaborative internationally, CBL, DGL tadi. So, what is the hasil pembelajaran, learning outcome in that particular topic? Ini yang dia nak mengajar dalam subjek dia, and then other subject from the University of Ohio also have dia tu, and then what is activity and also assignment given to make sure our student achieve and so on. How they implement this one? Okay, week 1 buat apa, week 2 buat apa, week 4, week 3 and then until week 6. And then of course they have reflection. All activity we must have reflection lah for your information. Ini this an example. Of course, I'm sure UC Malaysia Sabah ada collaborative benda ni. In terms of research, so we can use research platform itu tadi to conduct our teaching and learning activity. Gunakan keseluruhan apa yang ada. Tu ini yang kami praktik lah di UPM. And then of course this one UMP the first apa katakan university lah implement the global learning in flexible education. So they use platform dia. Of course, they have more than 20, more or less 30 universities in the world ni yang related with their subject. Boleh ada kalau nak belajar engineering, boleh nak belajar architecture, semua ada dekat UMP tu yang ada collaborative with the university. So how they conduct, kalau kita tengok they use example this one courses business research method. So dia menggunakan business research method pun, bukannya engineering whatever. So they use this platform, of course dia kena ada what is dia punya assessment, learning outcome they want to achieve. So because of global classroom tu, they actively engage and immerse. Student tu boleh buat collaborative lecture, virtual forum, online assignment, collaborative presentation, international project and others. Lastly, dia boleh dapat banyak lagi collaborative and then international student in their university. So ini antara student engagement and feedback from the student. Most of them are very, very happy. Person in charge on this activity adalah Mr. Gan. Inilah dia campur dengan apa tak ingat dekan sekarang. So this is knowledge or feedback from the student. You all boleh baca nanti, tak payah baca lah saya. So yang ini ada soalan tak? Tak ada. Ke ada? Lama bila nak berhenti minum air?
Boleh rehat dulu Prof, kalau perlu minum air. Teruskan.
10:30? 1 jam setengah?
Dah 10:30.
Bila nak berhenti minum air you all ni? Kalau dekat universiti you all suruh berhenti ni. Tapi dekat dalam rumah tak suruh berhenti
Kita ikut Prof je, kalau Prof rasa nak take 2 boleh juga, no problem. Take
Okay,
5.
siapa rasa nak minum air, pergilah minum air sekejap. Saya bagi chance 5 minutes.
Boleh lah, kita take 5 sekejap Siapa nak pergi toilet ke, minum-minum ke.
Take 5.
Alright.
Okay.
Sementara kita take 5 ni, so in case any of the participants have questions to ask, you may speak out or you can drop your questions on the chat box lah. Nanti saya akan bacakan. Alright.
Kalau tengokkan gaya UMS ni pandai belaka.
Pandai, pandai apa tu, Prof?
Pandai semua.
Pandai, banyak makna pandai tu.
Jun tanya soalan ID Jun. Jun tanya soalan ID. Mana saya nak pergi lompat pergi ID dululah. Baru saya balik pada yang lain.
Prof belum explain ID tadi kan?
Ya.
Tadi yang
Saya masuk ID dulu, lepas ni baru saya pergi kepada yang lain.
ya, sebab
Sebab
starting
saya
tadi
tengok
yang
soalan
classroom
ID itu
kan.
belum terjawab. Ha?
Tadi start dengan classroom.
Soalan ID itu belum terjawab.
Belum tadi. Ya.
I start with ID dulu. Tadi kan any question saya tinggal dulu IAW tu. IAW. Intensive Academic Writing. Saya pergi kemudian. Saya pergi kepada ID. Then we can discuss soalan yang diberikan oleh Dr. Jun tadi. Jun tulis apa ya?
Dia tanya tu pasal ID tu kan, satu projek dilaksanakan oleh dua kursus berbeza. Contohnya kursus perakaunan pertanian, satu projek assessment untuk kursus dari program perakaunan dan program pertanian. Itu soalan dia.
Satu projek.
Adakah satu projek
dilaksanakan oleh dua kursus berbeza.
berbeza?
Contoh khusus perakaunan pertanian. Satu projek. Untuk khusus dari program perakaunan, satu projek assessment. Apa maksud dia? Soalan ni saya pun tak faham. Jun, can you explain the subject, the question?
Prof,
Ya.
terpaksa guna handphone. Dia sebab tadi yang ID tu kalau untuk clarify lah, kalau saya takut salah faham. Contoh dia kita ada program di sini, contoh dia lah kan Prof, untuk dua program yang berbeza UMS daripada dua fakulti berbeza. Contoh dia lah satu fakulti pertanian dan satu lagi fakulti bisnes, program perakaunan. So di fakulti pertanian dia memang ada subjek yang tajuk dia pertanian, perakaunan pertanian. So program kursus ni, perakaunan pertanian ni dia collaborate dengan kursus di bisnes, program perakaunan. Dia buat satu projek, tapi assessment dia satu je lah. Student buat, dan maksud dia tapi CLO dia tu nanti yang di accounting ni dia akan menilai penilaian projek tu based on CLO di kursus perakaunan yang terlibat. Tapi di yang pertanian tadi itu dia menilai assessment tu based on CLO kursus tersebut. Begitu Prof.
Oh, jawapan dia boleh.
Itu kategori
Dapat
ID
tak,
tu.
Jun? Betul. Itu kategori ID.
Sebab kalau di tempat kami di sini yang pertanian lah saya ambil contoh, sebab dulu saya pun macam Prof saya join beberapa kursus di pertanian. Dia ada beberapa kursus yang landscape kan Prof. Dia buat satu projek dengan industri. Contoh dia buat dengan di BKK contoh dia dengan Bandaraya punya majlis untuk buat satu projek landscape. So untuk projek landscape ni dia perlu satu dia panggil hardscaping, dia perlu softscaping ke something. Dia melibatkan 3 kursus berbeza dan melibatkan 2 semester yang berbeza. So apa diorang buat? Diorang buat satu projek ni saja. Di dalam satu projek ni dia akan melibatkan 3 kursus tadi tu lah Prof. So itu dalam fakulti yang sama lah.
Okey. Boleh. Nanti I explain. Okey. Boleh ready ke? Saya nak explain sekarang.
Okay Prof. Thank you.
Okey. Kalau kita tengok definition interdisciplinary approach to assessment. Apa beza di antara 3 perkara ni? We have to understand first the ID collaborative interdisciplinary approach to assessment, we call ID. Number 2 is CAS, collaborative assignment and project. Number 9 is capstone project. Apa beza di antara ketiga-tiga ni? So we look at ID. ID, the keyword is integrate component from 2 or more courses or from 2 or more fields. Nampak tak? Tadi karakteristik given by Dr. June, dia memenuhi tak yang number 1? Penuh kan? Sebab you combine 2 perkara, 2 courses, 2 subjek. Or boleh juga kita melibatkan 2 or lebih fields, bidang kepakaran tersebut. Okay, itu number 1. Number 2, work either individually or collaboratively with others. So, tapi the keyword is number 1 is very important. There must be integrate component from 2 or more courses or field, and then this is we can approach assessment by means interdisciplinary approach can be applied throughout the duration of the study. So sama ada you nak buat tadi second year, third year or fourth year, tidak menggalakkan pada first year. So based on penerangan soalan Dr. Jun tadi, dia melibatkan subjek daripada fakulti yang ada pertanian, satu lagi perakaunan. Tapi dia membuat projek adalah satu perkara. Assessment dia, yes, the assessment must be according to what? According to the CLO for the each subject. Cuma we conduct activity together. So, tapi penilaian kita adalah berbeza. Berdasarkan nak misi markah yang mana satu. So, itulah dia interdisciplinary approach to assessment. Meaning that we conduct a subject, we conduct activity, project, whatever to assess our student. Ini bendanya. Keyword kat situ Dr. June, 2 or more courses or fields combined to create a task. Boleh?
Thank you, Prof. Prof, memang
Boleh
tiada
Dr. June?
slide ke, Prof?
Apa?
Memang tiada slide?
Kenapa
Prof.
aku tiada slide?
Prof unshare slide tadi.
Oh, sorry.
Sangat clear, Prof. Thank you, Prof.
Saya cari dulu kat mana lah nak share ni pula dah ni. Susah juga pakai komputer ni. Mata tak nampak kan sekecil-kecil tidak saya kena tengok. Sekejap Saya mencari, maaf saya pun saya tak jumpa cari dah. Lawak tak? Saya tutup saya punya muka yang lawa tu. Silap. Nampak tak?
Okay, nampak dah.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I explain lagi. Ni. Kalau kita tengok tadi yang saya explain, saya tutup saya punya muka ni. Sebab saya pakai macam-macam spek mata dah ni. Lain macam nampak muka aku. Okay, kalau kita tengok in terms of interdisciplinary approach, dia naik semula ke atas. Interdisciplinary approach, previous. Okay. Ada 3 beza. Interdisciplinary approach tu, dia punya komponen dia must be 2 or more courses or fields combined to create a task. So whatever yang Dr. Jun tanya tadi, memang dia berada di bawah ID. So assessment dia, penilaian yang kita nak nilai to our student actually according to the subject. CLO mana yang kita nak assess? Kalau subjek A, CLO 1 nak assess berapa persen? Kalau subjek B dia nak assess CLO 2, berapa persen? Percentage pun tak apa. Masa aktiviti tu of course kita conduct, kita kata this is 15%. Then we convert lah. When we want to assess the subject later on, pada subjek we convert later on. So ini dia perkara yang dimaksudkan dengan interdisciplinary approach. When you conduct interdisciplinary approach, jangan tersasul, jangan tersalah dengan 2 things. CAS, collaborative assignment and project. Because of the collaborative assignment subject tu, dia learning to work and solve problem in the company of other. Dia sharpening one's own understanding. So yang inilah projeknya, contoh di satu projek besar dalam grup dia, dalam kelas dia sendiri nak buat ladang kongsi berkenaan macam mana nak tanam seaweed. So dia dah tahu dalam teori macam mana benih seaweed tu, how to collect, but dia nak lagi detailnya, start from how to develop the project tersebut dengan adanya what we call planning tu, proposalnya tu, business plan, how to maintain. Last kali dia kena ada perkawanan di sana. Itu yang dikatakan example of the collaborative cast. So the approach range from study group within a course to team-based assignment and writing to cooperative project and research itu. So dia boleh pergi dah ni seolah-olah kepada seakan-akan menyediakan dirinya ke arah final year project. So ini yang kita offer this one, final year tu maksud dia, ini kita offer this activity during the final. When compared to the capstone ni bukannya buat secara seorang-seorang lecturer. No student nearing the end of their degree, dekat-dekat nak hampir tu, need is the aim to synthesize knowledge and skill. Dia work in a group, but dia melibatkan many lecturers, not only one lecturer. Kalau interdisciplinary approach to assessment might be 2 or 3 lecturers. But this capstone project, satu projek khas yang diberi nama capstone ataupun subjek dalam computer engineering or architecture, tetapi dia melibatkan not only one lecturer but also related with other lecturer because of dia nak menyelesaikan suatu permasalahan yang besar in a group work. Capstone project ni boleh buat pada postgraduate and also undergraduate. Contohnya kan kita ada postgraduate kita kat sini and then kita offer secara online dengan other university. So we conduct one how to solve the problem, the bigger problem from Malaysia and also from Australia. So this is the difference between interdisciplinary approach to assessment, collaborative assignment and project and also capstone project. So yang kita boleh laksanakan mudah sedikit pada kita dalam mana-mana subjek adalah interdisciplinary approach to assessment. I'm doing this one. I conduct this activity in my class. I will share with you today. Kira you bernasib baiklah because saya nak menerang how we conduct the project this one. Okay. Then we look at here interdisciplinary approach to what is the important. So the soft skill addressed in the interdisciplinary approach including knowledge, boleh ada pengetahuan PO1, dia ada CTPS ketika thinking problem solving, dia boleh juga ada communication skill, team skill, socialize, EM and also lifelong learning. So depends on you. Not all one courses you have to have all. No, might be in your courses ada CTPS, CS, so whatever. So you want to assess in that particular together with other programs, with other faculty, adalah which part you want to assess. So that's why kita kata tadi, integrate component from 2 or more courses or field combine to create a task. Okay, ni yang utama. And then dia kata work either individually, collaboratively, assessment by means interdisciplinary approach can be applied throughout the duration. The task given by ni may not necessarily be as comprehensive as capstone. Dia adik sikit pada capstone. Dia tak boleh setinggi-tinggi kepada capstone because capstone tu besar melibatkan many lecturers. And then because it can be integration of minimum of 2 courses or field. So 2, yang tu boleh banyak dalam capstone tu campur subjek semester 1 sampai ke semester akhirnya. And then dia ada 2 or more courses instructor because subjek saya 1, subjek orang lain lagi 1. And then approach to assessment as share project, especially if these courses contain relevance and developing themes. Kita tengok banyak perkara. Semua orang belajar accounting. Cuma accounting dia dalam agriculture. Accounting dia dalam engineering. So all this one, because of they overlapping each other, that's why we can use this ID in our activity. And then approach, such assessment approach also nurture critical and creative thinking. Ini yang saya katakan tadi, dia boleh buat dalam bentuk teamwork skills, communications and of course to solve the problem. So this is yang kita boleh laksanakan in terms of ID. So mode of learning face to face pun boleh, on site or online learning and even design for massive open online courses. MOOC pun boleh juga nak buat ID. So cara dia macam mana nak buat ada ni, dia ada 4 ni. Bila kita dah tahu karakteristik dia, nombor 1 kita identify main characteristics dia, identify the problem, having disciplinary insight from various perspective, interrogating idea and understanding, and lastly synthesize. So yang ini orang kata saya buat problem based learning, Prof. Itu adakah interdisciplinary? Ya, boleh, memang interdisciplinary you buat problem based learning. Yang nak dikatakan ID itu tengok karakteristik yang saya nyatakan tadi. Iaitu dia mesti ada ni integrative component from 2 or more courses. Kalau you duk mengajar you sorang-sorang problem solving, memang problem solving but not ID. Ada faham? Do you understand sekarang konsep dia? We use problem solving being case study, yes. Tapi kita kena incorporate with one. Mana satu yang kita nak. Kemudian, when we identify the problem, we go inside dia lagi ala disciplinary. Identify relevant disciplines. Read literature from various disciplines. So itu dia punya. Kemudian kita kata integration. Study the problem and generate insight. Identify conflict and or complementary insight from various disciplines. Create common ground through a cohesive framework of analysis. Tu kita dah integrate tu, kena tengok okey kalau sudut account tengok macam ni, sudut pertanian tengok macam ni, So ini yang kita katakan integrate tadi. And then of course lastly understanding. Maka tercapailah kepada target kita tadi. Synthesize that incorporate insight from relevant. Of course, satu kepala in our class when compared to campur lagi banyak kepala from other faculty, of course student kita lagi pandai. I suka interdisciplinary approach because I'm from agriculture, my colleague from faculty science, we work together. But different subject. Different subject, different faculty. Saya buat lawak lagi. Subjek saya, wetland ecosystem. Another subject is biology and ecology of seagrass. So, we conduct together. So, ini one of the, you boleh tahulah how the assessment activity, just example, you boleh ambil mana satu you nak. So ini another things from the university USIM ni dia buat fiqh muamalat. Kalau kita tengok dia fiqh muamalat ni dia interactive game. Dia lagi best. Saya physical. Dia pakai game, dia menggunakan game untuk study fiqh muamalat. So they use this one sepanjang throughout the activity for 3 credits. Distinguish main theories and contract in muamalat as well as their theoretical background in Islamic. So orang yang belajar hal ehwal agama tak sama dengan orang yang belajar hal ehwal berkenaan dengan fiqh ni. So dia pengenaan dengan muamalat, banking semua. So that's why they produce the games, they are called muamalat interactive game untuk study the Islamic banking dengan student-student yang bukannya science based yang ni. So they use this one. Ini konsep yang dia gunakan. Of course dia ada banyak activity, how they conduct activity in the class by using game, buka satu and then they similarly they combine, they identify problem, the identification of relevant discipline, common ground, create a common ground pada student dia, and then they solve the problem. So this is an example. Tak silap saya dia copyright, dia pattern kan dia punya gaming about this one. So orang yang study education ni banyak dapat pattern, copyright. So they compare, they use this one dengan dia punya student yang student knowledge attained before playing dia punya game ni dengan yang ada game ni. Kalau kita tengok previous without game, bila dia dah produce game, student interaktif, memang engagement of the student tadi lebih banyak untuk dia buat dia punya interdisiplin di antara orang yang Islamik dengan belajar hal ehwal keagamaan dengan belajar hal ehwal banking. So dia lagi banyak, and then of course dia dapat banyak what we call conduct activity dalam mana-mana lagi research dia berkaitan dengan banking and so on. Ini adalah from USIM. So dia work collaborative with industry in the future di Bahasrat untuk collaborative more with industry practitioners such as ISRA, Bank Negara and Security Commission in the effort to highlight the importance of fiqh muamalat in the Islamic finance and banking sector. So ini adalah antara perkara-perkara yang dilaksanakan dalam HIEPs akhirnya boleh membawa kepada community. So
Oh, sorry.
dua perkara yang berbeza. Ya.
So students yang ambil apa ni course ni kan yang main MIJ ni students yang bukan finance or banking background ke? Daripada background lain ke atau macam mana?
Yes, student ni bukannya banking background. So dia agak sukar untuk mengajar banking background. That's why they produce the games to make sure student tu mudah untuk faham. Kalau you tengok for example in our class, pernah tak tanya background of our student? In our class kan ada yang macam-macam kalau dalam kelas saya, from diploma, okay senang nak ngajar, from STPM, from matrikulasi pula tak pernah belajar pun biologi, tiba-tiba masuk subjek biologi. So that's why we create something yang macam ni lah. Ini tujuan dia to make sure dia kekal, maintain dia punya performance of the student. Kalau kita dapat student yang tak bagus, make sure bila dia keluar excellent students, competency students, it's an excellent competency students. Ini yang dia approach, interdisciplinary approach in USIM. Ini USIM, bukan USIM. USIM aku baca dia, salah baca nanti kan marah. So ini adalah subjek saya sendiri. I'm doing subject together. I'm using the seagrass ecosystem. Tajuk dia issues and challenges ahead. So saya gunakan benda ni, overview dia. Macam mana saya nak collaboratekan subjek saya adalah ecology and wetland management. And then another subject is biology and ecology of seagrasses. That subject tu memang betul-betul subjek dia, ecology and biology of seagrasses. That's why bila saya work together with this person, anak murid saya banyak belajar dengan student-student tersebut, and of course lah dengan saya punya sendiri dengan lecturer. So we work together, and not only that one, we ajak juga company to join our activity. So kita gunakan 3 parties. So one is my students, myself. Another one is another student from the Faculty of Science, Department of Biology. And then another third party is the community. So industry from Forest City Project. So ini yang saya buat interdisciplinary. Kalau kita tengok my subject yang dia ni dengan I punya satu subjek lagi is different. Saya punya evaluate the importance of various wetland ecosystem. So one of the wetland ecosystem is seagrass. Yang ini dia nak describe the morphological characteristic, diversity and ecology of the seagrass. So organize the various of aquatic life based on types of wetland. Kalau ingat kan, saya sikit je. Saya ambil one example is seagrass, mangrove and seaweed. Saya gabungkan 3 tu. And then kalau dia perform systematic sampling technique. Dia kena tengok belajar sampling technique. Characterization, relate the environment and significance of aquatic organism. Kalau saya, how we want to manage the wetland tadi untuk nak propose the best untuk conserve the wetland. So ini aktiviti yang dia buat, ini aktiviti yang saya buat. Dia only 20% mark dia nak bagi, but for my activity actually I've given to them 25%. Why 25%? Kalau saya tengok dekat situ, kenapa? Because of I banyak kena bagi sampai ke propose management. Bagaimanakah propose management? So that's why kita beri apa yang student kena buat dalam kelas tu. Ini adalah in term of learning outcome. Tentukan dulu what is the learning outcome. So macam mana yang dia nak buat dan macam mana yang saya nak buat. It depend on the lecturers tersebut. So one of the activity, dia kena, before they goes to the transplanting, they have to understand the wetland ecosystem first. Bila dia kena tahu air tu surut, air tu pasang. And then we ambil information, we get information also together with the students yang ambil BGY tadi, because they study on biology of the plant. My student is not really focused on the plant. They really focus on environments, on the environment in that particular area tu. So when compared to student biology dengan I punya, I know how to study the timetable. Bila masuk kita kena pergi. But budak biology tak tahu benda tu. So we gain knowledge. When we do activity, we gain knowledge, and of course together with the industry. So we do transplanting activity by together with this one. And of course dalam forestry tu, not only forestry per se, people from DOE also join the activity. Nice activity for hours during together with them. Hari sebelumnya we collect the sample, cari seedling whatever, only to my student lah, both from Department of Biology and Department of Aquaculture. So that's why they can have many impact. Dia new knowledge macam mana dia nak tengok marine ecosystem is, they have multi-species, because bila dia baca from the book, from the journal, most of the environment consists only 1 or 2, but in that particular area they have 8 to 10 species, and then they can compare ecosystem with new ecosystem for them, new ecosystem, how to this one, and then they can evaluate seagrass ecosystem with flora and fauna, either dugong or turtle. Why? When we go there, they can see how the track of the dugong, dia makan benda tu, and then application creativity dia apply application of require knowledge for seagrasses ecosystem and environment awareness and conservation. Later on, bila dia kerja, not only for the seagrass, might be they can do awareness for the what we call mangrove or other things. And then they will have teamwork experience in multidisciplinary courses. Why? Teamwork with their class, dah ada berapa orang, and then join together pula teamwork with other group yang besar. So this is a very important experience and adoption develop of seagrass transplanting method, hence a practical skill, macam mana dia punya skill tu nak manage the wetland ecosystem. And then of course, this one is a experiential and lifelong learning application for future use SDG for environments and conservations. So, ini the way we conduct the activity. We have to explain SDG mana yang kita nak achieve. So, that's why satu dalam teaching and learning itu kita boleh achieve bermacam-macam. And then, of course, this one we can produce a publication. For example, in this activity lain, dalam saya punya projek lain pun, bendanya berbeza lain juga. So this is how example of the interdisciplinary to assessment we conducted in UPM dan juga di USIM. So itu dia. Any question?
Ada soalan daripada peserta setakat ni? Kalau tak ada, mungkin boleh proceed dulu, Prof. While waiting for questions, yeah.
We proceed to the collaborative assignment and project cast tadi. So kita tengok kat sini, dia structure dia ni, dia combine 2 key goals, student working together in small group. Okay. Apa dia? Learning to work and solve problem. Satu lagi dia sharpening one's own understanding. Kalau kita tengok, kita boleh buat benda ni in terms of case study, creating poster, problem-based learning, and then conducting research work and group investigations. So, benda-benda ni kita boleh buat pelbagai cara. Usually, yang kita buat, kalau kita tengok, this is an example of the University Pendidikan Sultan Idris. UPSI, tak boleh panggil UPSI. So they use project farm to table. This lecturer, my Shihah, actually they get project from the technology transfer. KPT, dia dapat project transfer, they use, they work together with their student how to give experience to the student from farm to table. Maksudnya how they conduct the activity, the agriculture activities. Pertama, site preparation, how they prepare, student prepare, crop maintenance, how they maintains, and then of course they ada evaluation session. So number one, they do dia punya dia buat business project dia, kemudian business progress dia check and balance, and then dia ada exhibition. So real life job experience in the agriculture sector. Dia bagi exposure, and then they are fully involved in planning and managing a viable enterprise under the supervision of the lecturer. So ini contoh yang berjaya, dan akhirnya this project from project farm to table memenangi anugerah because of really student participations, and also dapat banyak experience dah. So ni knowledge transfer program, and then example lah ni, betul, multiplying effect of the knowledge transfer program, lecture to student to farmer. So ini adalah one of the example in the class dia agriculture. So Dr. Masyihah dalam proses nak pencen ni, umur 5 siri dia get activity this one. So boleh mendapatkan sponsorship dari KPT berkenaan dengan knowledge transfer program agro-tourism. Ini lastly berkenaan dengan 3 beza capstone. Capstone ni most of the engineering students yang conduct this activity. Kalau you tengok in UTM, in UPM, in Polytechnic, that's why their students tu really have experience and they can conduct activity. You nampak tak? Nama pun sedap dah UTM ni guna. Intelligent Shopping Trolley. So they use the CDIO approach. Ada kat bawah tu nanti, atau apa itu CDIO, Conceive, Design, Implement, Operate. So macam mana dia buat benda ni, they go to the market, people mention susah tolak troli ni. Macam mana nak cipta intelligent shopping trolley, friendly, easy for the company whatever. So that's why they work with company to solve the problem. Buat capstone ni 80 hours, melibatkan many student, many lecturers on that particular area. Lastly, they get apa keuntungannya? Student tu not only capstone project in the class, they buat exhibition, they publish the book, they buat exhibition, and then of course in terms of result, jangan cerita lah improvement in student result tu, national runner up to the James Dyson Award. So dia boleh dapat award tu, and then dia punya capstone project tu dia boleh create more collaborative with other agency. So that's why it's very important. And then lastly, of course, they can commercialize. Kemudiannya student tu boleh bekerja lah later on dengan that company. So that's why when we think about these HIEPs ni, boleh pergi ke depan how we want to conduct the activity. Okay. Ada yang saya tinggal tadi. Yang mana saya tinggal dekat atas tadi, saya nak pergi balik. Ada soalan tak? Saya tinggal yang ni tadi. Ada soalan tak?
So far clear, Prof. So far so good.
Okay. So far so good. Okay. We look at this. Ini peringatan yang saya nak ingatkan. Intensive academic writing in the discipline. So you look at here, perkataan dia in the discipline. So meaning that for this one, example kita beri, example of learning outcome, to develop the skills and abilities to thoughtfully seek information, critically analyze sources and clearly formulate complex ideas. So ini kita nak capai untuk in our discipline. Biasanya kalau kita offer kepada budak-budak third year, final year, so level cognitive C5, evaluation, and then communication skill in terms of writing. So this is the requirement dia. Writing is comprehensively integrated into the course. Sebab tu the interdiscipline. Significant parts of the coursework, significant part of the course grade, learn through revision and explain and practices in the courses. Ini dalam requirement activity yang nak dilaksanakan in terms of IAW. So suggestion dia 100 and 200 level. Students must complete a total of 12 to 15 pages of formal writing. And then at the 300 to 400 level, 15 to 20 pages for formal writing juga. So kita tengok, kalau perkara pelajar tu 100-200 makna tahun 2 lah. So student must be complete a total of 12 to 15 pages dengan format writing yang betul. Of course, kita kata 1.5 font size tu. Apa dia kata paragraph tu bukannya double spacing, spacing ni 1.5. Kalau lagi tinggi sampai ke final year itu, student hendaklah menulis 15 to 20 pages. Just for your information, when we write a paper into the journal, only more or less 15 to 20 pages. Tak adalah kita disuruh tulis 500 pages ataupun 300 pages. So only 15 to 20 pages. So this is very important when we ask our student to conduct IA writing, IAW ni, kita kena beri what is the requirement with what is the suggestion yang kita nak. So make sure we can check all about the C5 and CS you want to conduct. This is an example yang tadi bagi khusus guru pendidikan. Another project they are called Nukilan Da'i. Ni geng-geng ustazah-ustaz ni memang suka perkataan-perkataan ni. They conduct activity with company. They join writing and dakwah concept type of report writing and propagation of Islamic techniques, prints and social media dakwah. So how they work together at the end, this one, dia interactive teaching and learning strategies, macam mana dia buat face-to-face lectures and presentation. Number 1, online and offline small group discussion. Teaching factory with gallery ilmu publication house. Kita nak publish, kita kena tengok huruf apa yang sesuai, what is the color, how the word we should use, bukan macam tulis puisi. So what is the things to need by the outside? That's why they engage with the gallery ilmu publication house. So that's why they organizing writing workshop with professional writer, iaitu Bonda Nor from Akademik Bonda Nor. So ini dia tengok dua perkara kat sini. That's why your student tu dia ada assessment consists of presentation, draft writing and of course final exam. Ini dia panggil projek dia Nukilan Da'i. Tapi umpamanya the focus is writing parts in their disciplines of agama tadi. So this is how they mapping dia punya learning outcomes, delivery and whatever. And then lastly impact dia. Because dia ada communication, dia ada together with industry, students can write, enrich knowledge dia, internship opportunity later on because dia tidak offer pada tu. Pada third year boleh pergi kepada opportunity internship, writerpreneur, write and gain, future ready graduates, enhance writer entrepreneur skills. So senang jadi penulis yang baik, and then ability to create dia punya lagi, and then of course communication dia, publication in prints and online, and then boost motivation to the students. So this is an example. Sebab tu orang kata bila mengajar banyak tak sempat nak menulis paper. Sempat if you are smart, tapi tidaklah Q1, Q2. So kalau benda macam ni kita boleh masukkan dalam community yang apa dia panggil satu tu. Tak ingat dah. Berwasit tak berwasit tu. So others analisis yang lain we go to pada Q1, Q2. So itu dia berkenaan dengan 3. Nak habis dah ni. Faham ni? Collaborative or learning capstone. Any question? Ini
Prof, satu soalan.
adalah CI. Yes?
Ya, berkenaan dengan intensive academic writing tadi tu kan. Macam fakulti di sini, macam student yang third year tu, ada setengah program dia akan buat thesis writing, dissertation writing lah. Itu adakah itu dikira sebagai intensive academic writing juga kalau ikut HIEPs punya format ni?
Tidak. Yang itu
Writing.
adalah research project. Tidak. Yang itu termasuk dalam research project. Final year project. Dia sebab dalam final year project kita kena writing kan?
Dia kena
Itu
writing.
adalah final year project. Yes, itu dimasukkan under final year project, tidak termasuk dalam IAW. Intensive Academic Writing dia memang fokus untuk menghasilkan academic writing tu saja. Benda tu saja fokus dia. Dan dia buat secara kumpulan. IAW usually we conduct together in a group. Tapi Kalau dalam thesis, we conduct adalah individually. Ada universiti, ada program dalam UPM menyatakan dia nak buat secara grouping. I kata if you want to conduct grouping, you better go to the capstone. It's not final year project. Final project, similarly with dissertation either in master's or degree or PhD, we must work alone to make sure we can understand about our research tadi, our activity during the study. Kita gunakan ilmu keseluruhan iaitu year 1 until final year. Tak boleh samakan academic writing dengan tu, salah konsep tu.
Prof,
Okay,
Okay.
clear, Prof. Thank you.
Prof, yang IAW
Ya.
tadi tu actually boleh buat setiap semester kan?
Boleh.
Actually boleh kan?
Boleh buat setiap semester. Especially, tengok macam ni, siapa yang bertanya boleh tahu nama?
Dennis.
Okay, Dennis, sebenarnya we can conduct that one every semester according to the LO yang kita ada. For example, kita nak tengok communication skill.
Yes,
Kita
yes.
fokus lah. So, itu dia.
Belum kan? So actually lecturers boleh amalkan HIEPs ini secara, kalau permulaan ni boleh guna IAW lah kan sebenarnya pun kan, Prof?
Yes, boleh. Mula-mula kita gunakan and then kalau kita tengok one of the important IAW ni, especially pada student, sama ada dia student agriculture, student marine, student apa, for the promotion. Perasan tak? Different types of writing akan menunjukkan different types of purpose. Kalau kita nak buat promotion of the university, kita kena tulis benda lain. So kita kena ajar berkenaan how to write tu. Kalau kita nak buat flyers untuk all the program kita, apa yang kita belajar, apa yang akan belajar. So itu writing yang lain pula. That's why nak menulis dalam surat khabar. Beza lagi. Panggil orang surat khabar kan? Itu
Kalau
yang,
macam literature
yang
review,
important.
yang artikel review tu pun termasukkan, Prof?
Boleh. Kalau kita nak bercerita macam mana nak review paper kan, secara bagi topik, and then one of the tu yang dikatakan search informations, reading and analysis. Analysis, synthesize and then write a report. Itulah dia literature review.
Okay, Prof. So, saya harap yang
Okay.
mendengar ni boleh ambil take the challenge lah untuk amalkan HIEPs.
And then kalau if you want to write the literature review punya part kan, review papers. Example for the masters and PhD student. Of course, during the first year, they have to produce a proposal. What? When they do a proposal, they have to read a lot. They read banyak benda. Then, based on their reading, they can write review papers pun. Together with the lecturer. Dah keluar. Belum lagi buat lagi paper analysis, whatever conduct activity, they already can produce review papers about their topics. So itu juga dikirakan sebagai intensive academic writing. Okay?
Okay, Prof. Okay, Prof. Prof, ada soalan satu lagi. Macam saya dah nampak publish something about the HIEPs kan? Yang pasal apa tu yang in the beginning of your presentation, there is 2 volumes of books, I think.
Yes.
Macam mana mau dapat tu, Prof?
Oh, awak mau dapat?
Nak belilah. Kalau kena bagi lagi suka.
Kami tak jual. Kami akan bagi, saya akan beri online sekejap lagi. After class.
Okay, thank you, Prof.
Okay, after this one, I will share all the volume 1 and volume 2 to all participants pada Dennis kata Amer, and then you can share to all university punya orang. Boleh Dr. Dennis or Amer?
Okay. Thank you so much, Prof.
Boleh sangat, Prof. Thank you.
Apa knowledge perlu disebar-sebarkan, barulah pandai sikit. Lagipun bukan saya punya, orang lain punya ramai-ramai.
Prof, sorry.
Okay.
Sambungan daripada soalan Dr. Dennis tadi tu.
Okay.
Yang pasal IAW tu maksudnya boleh either any years kan, tahun 2 ke 3 ke. Adakah benda ni applicable untuk yang lain juga macam ID, collaborative work tadi tu? Bolehkah kita cakap HIEPs ni actually sebenarnya quite flexible, boleh kita implement tahun 1, 2 ataupun 3?
Boleh. Boleh, cuma yang ada yang tertentu. For example, capstone project kita tak boleh offer first year, second year, kita tak boleh offer. We offer capstone project usually at the end of dia punya duration of the study, third year or fourth year. Final year project pun orang tak offer first year. Kalau first year seminar kita offer first year. The rest yang lain-lain tu you can offer either second, first, third and final year. It depend on you. So, cuma senang je. Sit down during the faculty, it's not faculty meeting, the department meeting. Okay, kita show kan kita punya subject for this semester. Okay, siapa yang nak buat this? Because kita ada cohort ramai-ramai student kan. Siapa nak buat ni, siapa nak buat ni, siapa nak buat ni. So, we have planning. Maka student tu tidaklah rasa macam burden lah. Tak bolehlah kita kata semua orang nak buat. So, depends. Cohort ni, dia dah ambil yang ini. Cohort lagi satu, this class dia ambil yang ini. Itu the important things. Maka not burden to our student lah. Itu yang saya punya cadangan lah.
Prof, thank you. Clear.
Okay. Yang ini yang baru, common intellectual experience. Yang ini sekejap saya galihkan saya punya yang ada speaking ni. Nak tutup pun tak mau tutup. Tak tahu kenapa, tak apalah. Saya alih lah ke mata-mata dunia. Okay, we look at this one. Dia punya bendanya, karakteristik dia, combining broader themes, linkaging learning across different courses, encourage students to think holistically about several different issues beyond individual class experience. So kalau kita tengok dia nak capai goals itu, dia ada interdisciplinary team, banyak lagi, dia lagi besar tu. Dia share content across courses, faculty collaboration, co-curriculum activity, active learning strategy. Dia ada banyak example dia. Okay, dia kata refer to any curricular or co-curricular program designed to build a student cohort focusing on common broad themes. Approach that generate an understanding of themes and idea connected to a link experience to the real world. You tengok ini an example. Saya nak pergi ni. Example dia di UKM. Dia ambil dalam kelas dia adalah orang yang belajar English courses. So nama khusus tu LMCE 2012. Workplace Communication. Ramai semua student ambil dia ni untuk menggalakkan belajar bahasa Inggeris. So they introduce TIPP in promoting transdisciplinary learning. So this common activity ni, they conduct this activity. Kalau you tengok based on their CLO, dia tengok number one, participate effectively in meetings. Dia nak tengok ni, give effective presentation, write a structured learning reflection. Sebab dia belajar berkenaan macam mana nak menulis bahasa Inggeris dengan baik pada perkara yang dikatakan first year student tadi ni. Ini dia boleh offer kepada first year ataupun yang dikatakan first semester or second semester. So problem solving by using these two techniques, nominal group technique and then a value proposition canvas. Ini yang method yang dia guna pakai dalam dia punya aktiviti melibatkan ramai student for all faculties. So number one, week 2 dengan week 3, dia topic establishment. Dia brainstorm je. So student akan bercakap, preliminary reading, audience analysis, itu yang dikatakan topic establishment, dia panggil T. And then dia go kepada number 2, iaitu I, information management. So information management, they use mind map, rhetoric function, synthesis outline within week 4 to week 7. So digunakan dalam topik dia tu, ini yang dipanggil dia. And then dipakaikan yang keduanya, thirdnya practices. Dia dah tahu nak brainstorming, nak pilih topik, macam mana nak information management, they go to practice. Content, flow, grammar, and pronunciation. So ini week 8 to week 12. Ini yang dia praktiskan tu, macam mana nak bercakap dengan betul, macam mana nak tulis grammar dengan betul, bahasa Inggeris, belajar bahasa Inggeris. And then lastly, week 13 to week 14 in their class, they present, itu namakan P lagi sekali, just enjoy the flow. So budak tu boleh talk lah sebab dia dah duduk dalam kelas tu. keluar otak, keluar tulis, keluar buku semua kan. So ini praktis yang dilaksanakan di UKM. How they teach new student English. Ini dia katakan CIE. So dia tengok course induction, problem and solution. Ini perkara-perkara yang telah dibuat. And then apakah summative assessment top skills in 2020? Dia use in this concept, macam mana cognitive flexibility dia, macam mana creativity student dia, critical thinking untuk menyelesaikan masalah yang kecil je because of according to the first year student. And then dia juga boleh menggunakan in terms of presentation tu, dia gunakan poster presentation. Kalau yang tadi oral presentation, another group dia tak nak buat oral bercakap habis, dia tak habis-habis bercakap, maka they use poster presentation. Of course, poster presentation juga need skill dalam communication in English yang dia katakan dia nak buat ni. So this is an activity yang conducted by the UKM in CIE. Ada lagi CIE sebenarnya in the book tu adalah belajar biologi, microbiology. So yang itu nanti you boleh baca sendirilah. The student feedback tu dia kata improve communication skill. I have to improve my skill especially in English communication. So and then dia kata this course has given me higher level of self-esteem. Itu paling penting. Experience tu akan memberikan dia confidence. Know how to mind map, to do mind map, selama ni tak erti. Confident level in giving presentation. This is very important. Nak bercakap depan orang. So the things dia confident level. Kadang-kadang that's why we cannot present nicely because our slide presentation tu tak cantik. Pada saya slide presentation number 1. My keyword is when I do presentation I have to make sure my slides very nice, then I can talk fluently. Kalau tidak nanti terabut, merapu-merapat. Another thing is e-portfolio. This is ni banyak ada bercerita e-portfolio, student portfolio. Actually this is very important. Kalau you tengok this e-portfolio, actually we can conduct from year 1 until final semester. Dia tak payah tunggu second semester ke third year baru nak buat. What experienced student, they can write, they can keep it, and then they can do in YouTube or whatever, sediakan platform satu, then later on when the company want to ask what is the experience you have, the student can show off. So which one they have experience study on how to planting the corn dekat situ. Boleh juga experience dia. How to manage the apa orang katakan penyakit or whatever. What is the symptom? So this is e-portfolio is very important. The important things ni macam manakah lecturer tu sendiri tahu bagaimana nak buat e-portfolio. Just I want to share with you. I'm jadi judging for UPM untuk buat creative lecturers yang mengajar. Very nice blog because of their student tu adalah multimedia students. First year student, lecturer baru je habis induksi class from me. I teach them, dia kata expire how to make sure student kita tu akan belajar lebih, they use blog. And then very good blog yang ditulis budak-budak multimedia. And then yet that one they can publish. First year tu dah boleh publish secara print and also secara blog nicely about the topic yang nak diselesaikan, issues masa COVID-19, issues masa cara nak menulis dalam surat khabar whatever, but they write in the blog. So itu adalah one of the e-portfolio lah yang kita boleh simpan and then boleh beri. Ini an example project guide by the UMK Universiti Kelantan, project group work dia buat. Apa yang dia punya rubrik yang disediakan ada dekat sini sampai ke yang akhir dia nak buat. And then the some of the what we call, they have sample, ada banyak lagi sebenarnya. Kalau you tengok ni boleh nampak lah kot. Kalau you capture gambar ni, you boleh tengok activity student dia. So ini adalah from UMK. Bagaimana dia doing this one. That's why kenapa UMK sekarang ni nak buat entrepreneur memang hebat lah. So impact of the project. So experiential learning, gain first-hand experience through engagement and exposure. Dia boleh jadi leadership, autonomy and responsibility dia plan, execute the project with minimal supervision, enhancing social and responsibility. Dia ada konsep volunteerism, develop spirit of volunteerism, and awareness to contribute effectively to the community. And then of course lastly, service community. Sebenarnya kalau kita tengok service learning kita boleh combinekan yang e-portfolio tu dalam satu perkara yang berbeza. Boleh dua perkara yang kita boleh buat berkenaan ni. Kalau in UPM, just for your information, nak naik pangkat semua kena buat e-portfolio. Portfolio pengajaran, portfolio research semua ni, semua orang ada portfolio. Itulah hidup macam mana nak dapat associate professor. Professor nak sambung kontrak pun also you have the e-portfolio for the teaching and learning. So saya rasa saya end of the question ni. Tadi saya duduk jalan ni kan. Sekarang ni saya dah naik boat untuk balik semula ke daratan. Daripada kawasan tu nak naik semula ke daratan saya untuk balik kepada halaman dah ni. Saya rasa saya dah habis kot waktu tu. Yang ni dah sampai the end. Ini yang dikatakan empirical research. Semua orang tahu, ni tak payah bagi penerangan. Research cuma tadi tak boleh gabungkan. IAW dengan research tak boleh. Research is research, IAW is IAW. Cuma bezanya in UMT, they conduct the student research day. Kalau kita tengok tu macam ulat bulu kan, manusia dalam sini. Dalam ni research poster showcase. Ini kelebihannya pada I pandang this is a very good opportunity for their students. They call agencies, they call industry to come into the UMT. They invite them to give mark, tengok poster for the final year student. And then lastly, bila company tu berkenan dengan projek yang dilaksanakan, and then they can engage kita punya student tu untuk terus ambil serap dia bekerja di industri dia. So dia ada semua program, ada berapa, kalau ada 30 program, ada 20 program, one day tu dia tu tak ada aktiviti lain in the UMT. Our student conduct day, dia punya student conduct the student research day. Undergraduate ni is not postgraduate. Ni purposely for the undergraduate. Kalau postgraduate biasa present poster kat mana-mana international conference whatever. Ini memang purposely for the student research day. Bagusnya. I like this concept. Of course dia kena kerjakan thesis juga tapi poster satu. So other than that they have penyampaian hadiah lah. Winners of the student research day. Dia tidak adalah konsep research terbaik whatever. Kalau universiti lain dia ada projek terbaik kan. Ini dia panggil projek terbaik juga during the activity tu. Of course dia ada kategori-kategorinya. Ini example dia. Future dia nak develop lagi banyak lah. Ini impact dia. So student internship semua orang tahu. Tak payah saya nak cerita. Because of for me a good way to job replacement lah. Ini example apa activity conducted by the students. So what is the feedback? Tak payah saya cerita. Last penutup cerita HIEPs ecosystem. So we already knows about the 13 of the HIEPs elements, iaitu you boleh offer either first year, second year, it depend on the situation. You tengok when the student come into the university, they have to go the many things, courses, whatever. So we can offer first year student or second year activity, third year. And then at the same time, we can offer e-portfolio throughout the year, either first year, second year, third year. And then lastly, when they finish, they go out with the gradation yang competency. That's all from me, I think. Itu saja. If you have any question, we can discuss together. Thank you. Acknowledgement to the my Sifu in educations. Already pension dua-dua Prof Aida Suraya. And of course, my Sifu in my specialty, expertise on seagrass and seaweed and mangrove is a Prof Japa Sidik Bujang. And then all my colleague sini. And then of course, Yang terakhir sekali adalah UMS, Universiti Malaysia Sabah, for inviting me to share about the high impact educational practices. That's all from me. Oh, ini saya punya example yang lain lah. Any question? Boleh bertanya soalan. And then you all boleh share pun apa yang telah you all buat, and then kita boleh sharing mana yang kita boleh tengok.
Kita buka sesi ni for Q&A terus. In case any of our participants ada soalan nak ditanyakan, ataupun if you guys want to share your experience, mana tahu ada yang secara tak langsung dah sebenarnya dah buat dah HIEPs ni kan. Cuma then you can share your experience lah with Prof, with us, supaya yang baru-baru ni pun boleh belajar jugalah.
Ada soalan tak?
While waiting for questions kan, ada satu soalan lah Prof dari saya kan.
Boleh.
Awal-awal tadi kan Prof ada mention pasal yang apa tu, top 10 skills tu kan, 2025 tu.
Okay.
Then you add one of the points that the use of technology kan and control, which is I do agree lah. Kan? Our focus now on technology because we are moving towards digitalization kan, especially waktu pandemic ni start ni. Cumanya one of the issues mungkin one obstacle lah for students kan to cope with this set. Mungkin ada setengah student yang tempat dia masih lagi kekurangan infra, especially on technology kan. Jadi students ni dia memang nak belajar. Dia memang willing to commit lah, but due to lack of infra available at certain places kan, especially on rural part, mungkin benda tu memberi kesukaran untuk mereka lah to perform, and also to lecturers pun mungkin susah untuk mereka capai kan. So what is your view on this, Prof?
Okay, during online sekarang kan, of course ada pelajar yang memang online internet bandwidth dia adalah very low, betul tak?
Yeah, very low and costly.
In terms of this one, costly, okay, costly juga. So number one, before we start the class, we have to ask our student. I'm always practice benda ni. I'm always practice in my class. Siapa dekat sini you punya internet bandwidth? Saya tak menggunakan perkara yang canggih. I'm using saya punya, semua orang, kalau saya nak tanya in my class, semua orang ada WhatsApp tak? Semua orang ada Telegram tak? Betul tak? So you tanya benda tu. So and then sebenarnya when we conduct online activity, bila kita nak menggunakan teknologi use, sebenarnya benda ni kalau dia ada satu komputer and then software tu kita boleh download free. Betul tak? Perkara yang kita nak guna tu. Itu kalau dari segi online. Kalau so jangan taksub. Ayat best. Jangan taksub sangat bila kita mengajar itu. Kita nak online tu must be synchronized. Terus siap within 2 hours or 3 hours. Cannot. So that's why we have to use other platform. Teknologi use tu, kita boleh menggunakan ada teknologi bukan secara online, tapi bila menggunakan komputer yang ada walaupun harga 1,000 ke apa, so we can download whatever software. The important things, we must teach our student how to use the technology. Bukannya guna teknologi sekadar guna without knowing anything. Itu yang dia tidak menjadi mahal. Dia tidak menjadi mahal sekiranya enough for everybody have computer, then you can learn a lot from that one. From computer and of course line. So projek yang kita nak bagi itu tidak boleh terlampau banyak. Of course kalau kita tengok negara Malaysia nowadays, kita perhati apa yang target dia for the next year. Target dia next year tu kalau kita tengok, dia meninggikan tahap melebarkan jalur perjalanan internet bandwidth tu di Malaysia. Sama ada di Sabah, Sarawak ataupun di Peninsula Malaysia. Bukannya masalah ni berlaku di Sabah saja, Mr. Amer. Don't worry. Dekat UPM pun, siapa yang duduk dalam UPM, bila online, 10 kali kita keluar. Prof, saya hilang. Tak apa, you hilang, you masuk. Saya tak marah pun. Masuk keluar, masuk keluar, masuk keluar. So, that's why saya tidak menggunakan teknologi itu untuk kita menerangkan how to use, then stop benda tu dia boleh guna. Itu kiranya secara online. Tapi teknologi use tu lagi bagus kalau kita tengok sensor, teknologi use dalam bidang. People mention nowadays to predict cuaca, whatever sensor in common, sensor in mangrove. Saya dah gunakan that sensor tu, for example salinity sensor, temperature sensor, type sensor. Saya dah guna masa saya buat saya punya mula-mula kerja di UPMKB dulu. Since 2004 lagi saya dah guna that sensor. Sekarang ni baru nak cerita teknologi. Sebenarnya dia sibuk menggunakan perkataan IoT. Word je dia pakai berbeza. Tapi alat yang digunakan tu benda yang sama. So that's why saya kata bila kita menggunakan teknologi use tu tadi, Amer, kita hendaklah monitor. Tu perkataan dia kata monitor and control teknologi tu to make sure kita akan dapat kompetensi. Bukannya teknologi tu kontrol kita. Sama lah juga dengan yang ada internet bandwidth, ada ni teknologi tu. Kita boleh dalam universiti, for example, that teknologi tu kita boleh kumpulkan satu tempat. Bila sudah dah boleh masuk dalam universiti ni, okay, which lab is technology tu centralized. So everybody can use. Centralization. Orang tak suka center ni. Orang suka, orang kata compartmentalize. So itu yang teknik macam mana kita boleh improve kita punya technology use, monitoring and control.
That's clear, Prof. Thank
Kepada
you.
saya lah.
Yeah. Most importantly, don't let technology control kita kan. Susah pula nanti kan. Untuk kita
Tak boleh.
Hmm.
Sebab tu kita jangan panis sangat. Example lah, ni teknologi ni konon orang duk kata teknologi. I memang pantang sebagai senior lecturer pantang I. Okay, you have to answer question according to this software gini dalam exam. And then within sekian-sekian, you have to submit your answer. Ada ni. And then kalau you tengok student yang duduk kawasan kampung tu, dia nak submit tu, dia ambil masa kan, nak berjalan dia tu kan. Line dia tu. Habis tempoh baru sampai jawapan dia. Lecturer tu punish dia. Fair ke tak fair?
Tak fair lah tu. Kesian pula tu.
Tak fair. So lecturer muda-muda saya nak bagi tahu teknologi juga. Tapi you have to think. Think mana satu? Think nombor 10. Kenapa saya kaitkan warna merah tu? Tadi saya kata teknologi use. Tapi nombor 10 tu. Stress tolerance and flexibility. When you use technology, flexibility. Kena ada. Tak boleh fix.
Betul.
Sama. Kenapa
Kena
slide
stick,
saya nampak konon macam clear? Because I'm using MacBook Pro. Adakah semua orang menggunakan MacBook Pro? Tidak kan?
Tak
So,
sama.
flexibility. Faham kan?
Faham. Kena fikir kemampuan mereka jugalah kan untuk dapat akses teknologi.
Yes. Kena fikir semua tu.
Alright. Ada soalan yang thank you Prof for the explanation, very clear. Ada soalan daripada peserta? Or if you guys want to share your experience implementing HIEPs selama ni, mungkin boleh share.
Tak ada dah?
Setakat ni mungkin tak ada soalan, so assume semua faham kot, ataupun mungkin soalan tu belum muncul lagi. Mungkin maybe not now or maybe later. If they want to ask questions, maybe they can contact you, Prof. Your email address boleh kan nanti?
Boleh. Contact lah saya. Tak ada pun orang marah.
Thank you lah Prof.
Of course lah, kena perkenal diri. Kalau tak perkenal diri, saya buat tak tahu je. Itu
selalu tu kalau students kan, main message je. Main email je kan, terus tanya soalan. Alright. So
that's why bila you guna satu lagi Telegram whatever, most of the ataupun you ask student to send email. with the student to send email, dalam dia punya assignment tu tak ada pun nama dia. Bila kita copy the assignment tu tak ada nama.
Aduh,
Teknologi apa tu?
payah macam tu. Kalau student seorang dua tak buat ni
Last
betul.
semester saya kena begitu, Prof.
Ada 60 student, tak boleh nama 13 orang, saya bagi kosong semua. Lepas tu dia datang
Nasib
menanya,
baik
kenapa
konten.
dapat
Kalau
kosong?
depan
Cuba
face
you
to
tengok.
face entah dia kena lempang.
Okay,
Dia
tak ada
ada
pause.
soalan
Tak ada
ni.
pause. Tak ada soalan lagi?
Dalam chat pun tiada ni.
Tiada, dah bunyi Sarawak, dah bunyi Sabah.
Alright. Kalau tak ada soalan dan mungkinlah later dia akan tanya, mungkin email Prof ke ataupun from our side sendiri mungkin kita akan call lah if we have more questions to ask. Dr. Dennis, ada soalan tak ada?
Dah.
Okay, if no questions, then we would like to thank Prof Muta. Prof Muta Harah, thank you very much, Prof. That was a very interesting, very helpful, very useful, and very comprehensive lah presentation, especially on HIEPs lah. Saya fikir banyak membantu lah input tadi tu pada lecturers, especially yang baru-baru join ni, untuk design and most importantly to make sure ada student engagement lah dalam teaching and learning tu. So thank you very much again on behalf of PPKA Prof for being with us today. Dekat 3 jam dah, almost 12 o'clock. Right. And insyaAllah mudah-mudahan perkongsian Prof ni dapat membantulah pensyarah-pensyarah yang lain untuk develop and more better structures lah curriculum. Before kita tangguhkan sesi ni, boleh kita mohon peserta untuk on camera untuk sesi gambar for our record. Mana-mana yang tak ada masalah low bandwidth lah, boleh turn on camera. Tak lama pun, okay, untuk kita sesi kenang-kenangan lah with Prof.
Sesi kenang-kenangan. Saya nak pakai spek mata dah pedih dah. Ciri-ciri orang operate mata.
Oi, kejap oi.
Cepat weh.
Siapa yang ambil ni?
Tak tahu.
Okey, ada sudah.
Okey. Satu, okey saya kira 5 lah. 1,
Panjangnya.
2, 3, 4, 5. Satu lagi. Okey, next punya ni. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, thank you very much everyone. Okay, terima kasih kepada semua peserta yang sudi hadir pada PPKA Talk series kali ini. Special thanks to Prof Muta again, Prof. Thank you very much for joining us, for being with us here today. Nanti Prof, kita minta, nanti Prof akan share kan yang manual HIEPs yang baru publish tu.
Boleh.
Kan?
I will share I punya slide and also books
Thank
lah.
you, Prof. Thank you very much.
Itu yang diharapkan tu, Prof.
Ya, itu yang kita harapkan lah. Nanti kita akan email jugalah kepada peserta lain lah, apa yang material yang Prof bagi tadi tu. With that, thank you very much, Prof.
Saya email pada Dennis boleh?
Boleh, no problem.
Okay.
Alright.
Kata-kata terakhir saya. Saya ada kata-kata terakhir ni. Terima
Silakan.
kasih banyak-banyak kerana sudi mendengar saya punya celoteh. Harapan saya, dengar saja, tidak praktis, tidak berguna. So, you can choose out of 13 of the HIEPs, pilihlah mana satu. Banyak kali pergi kursus, banyak kali pergi ceramah, tapi tidak praktis. Lupakanlah kursus tersebut. Jangan ikut lainkan. Itu saya punya konsep. Dalam maksud saya.
Dalam, Prof.
Memang
itu cara. Barulah kita ke depan.
kalau nak
Betul
berubah,
tak, Dr. Jun?
Betul, Prof.
Betul itu, Prof.
Saya sudah
Tidak ada
praktis,
sesiapa pun
Prof.
boleh merubah. Tidak
Ada
ada
itu
sesiapa pun boleh merubah diri kita. Kecuali diri kita sendiri. Marilah dekan, marilah visi, marilah siapa-siapa. Okey, Muta Harah berubah. Kalau saya tidak mau berubah, tidak mungkin saya berubah.
Oi,
Kalau
memang
saya tidak mau jadi motivator, tidak mungkin saya menjadi motivator. This is I punya experience I bagi dengan you. You yang set yourself. You want to be, bila you nak jadi profesor, bila you nak jadi pengajar yang terbaik, yang disukai oleh semua student you, segala-galanya terletak pada diri. Ya, Rafiqah, Abdullah, semua-semua kat sini. Kita tidak mungkin pandai segalanya. Kita pandai sikit-sikit saja, pandai bidang kita. Yang lain-lain kita kena belajar hari-hari, tapi mesti praktis.
Tapi kan partisipan semua boleh start lah faculty level kan. Kita boleh start slow-slow and then mungkin boleh start at faculty level, encourage kawan-kawan di faculty untuk implement HIEPs ni lah kan. Kan you can start at you punya program level and then your department level supaya bila kita start then yang lain pun akan start jugalah. So we need cooperation daripada semua lah. Macam Prof cakap tadi lah, you attend kursus tapi tak buat apa-apa then no point lah. Kita habis masa 3 jam kan. Benda ni kena praktis lah, kalau tak lupa.
Nanti PPKA cari ni.
Siapa yang jaga? Siapa jaga PPKA? Apa yang saya lupa selalu? Yang jaga pusat latihan ni.
Kalau orang sempat cakap si orang lah.
Call mana-mana department yang ingin yang dah laksanakan, cari yang dah laksanakan and then show. And then I just share to you this year Pusat Pembangunan Akademik, I dah tak jadi pengarah tapi saya punya pengikut yang hebat yang dia mengeluarkan tahun ini dia mengeluarkan dua publication berkaitan dengan satu, ni semua ni benda HIEPs ni. Nombor satu dia keluarkan berkaitan dengan sulam. So dia publish experience sulam in UPM. Dia ada dalam berapa ratus muka surat ni. Each individual tu faculty dia nak share satu perkenaan dengan sulam. Yang kedua, because of my university is research university, they produce one publication on teaching and learning. Berkenaan teaching and learning, research on teaching and learning saja. So dia ada publication for this year because menyahut seruan HIEPs. So focus for UPM. Itu yang diorang happy. Diorang happy because of bukan kerja tu untuk satu sahaja, teaching and learning. At the same time, dia juga boleh membantu kawan-kawan di faculty. Dan last sekali, dia punya publication tu boleh dikira tahunan punya publication. So kita tackle 3 in 1 terus. So I think group you all boleh buat banyak UMS ada.
InsyaAllah kita boleh buat nanti tu. Kan Dr. Janice pengarah ada sini.
I attend dia punya series I dapat series daripada Borneo ke. Orang ikan orang lautan ni dia buat series on macam mana nak buat ikan grouper, macam mana nak study. Itu adalah one of the learning communities. Dah dibuat pun oleh you all punya universiti. I perhati tu I ada.
Tapi diorang tak sedar apa yang diorang buat.
Tu saya kata. You buat benda tu bagus. You compilation kan benda tu and then give an example kepada fakulti-fakulti lain. Bila you compilation benda tu dia kan ada siri number apa ISBN number. Tu promosi universiti. Saya sharing promosi universiti pula dah. Okeylah, bye-bye nak buat mata dah. Bye. Semoga bermanfaat. Bye.
Okay Prof, thank you.
Nak buat mata.
Jumpa lagi insyaAllah next session.
Prof.
Okay, jumpa lagi.